go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. Through the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, the highway, and in the driveway. Isn't that strange? Cause I'm trying through the climb, I ain't right pain. You never hit the bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, is belief. We'll see with the negativity, but I just gotta fight by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never ran city, no, man, I still go. Go, 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 you got mine, but even I can change. You can flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past, start a plan, and you find a door. Open it up, and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 still go, 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 slow, still go, go, no hope, still go, I don't answer no, I still go.
Case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Yo, what's happening with it? What's going on, Angel? What's happening? What's up, Candus? Good to see you, Candus. What's happening? What's going on with it, Candus? Steph. Oh, Stephanie. Did you change your name? Stephanie and John. Is that the old Stephanie that's been around for a long time? Looks like the same font in your name. I can't tell though. It's hard to keep up on all names. Wifey's up in here. Trigger warning. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, what's up, Running Bear? I haven't seen you in a long time. Let some people get in here. Where's all the people at? I had to repost this thing, man. I was gonna go live last night, late night, but it was getting too late, and then I had a lot to talk about. So I'm not gonna start at 1:00 in the morning. It would be going on till like 5. But so I rescheduled it. And right when I was doing that, somebody was sending me a couple messages that Betty had something to say. So that's interesting, right? That's very interesting. So we're going to have to review that. Pancakes herself. And I'm so glad that she did say something because now I have I have the greatest response ever. And she's going to hate it. She's going to hate it. And I cannot wait for it. But let's get into it. So yeah, I got Betty, we got Blue Gumballs, and there's a whole bunch of shenanigan LARPing going around within the Summer Wells case. You have Ernie Shell making his go around as a detective, or I don't know what the hell he thinks he is. People are having on panel like some investigator. It's crazy as hell. But he's telling people that he's telling people he's working for TBI. I think Ernie Shell is a complete doofus, a complete moron, a complete LARPer. I don't know why people don't know this by now, but he's going on all these panels, and Summers. It's every time around this year with the Summer Wells stuff on YouTube. It really is. It really is every time around this year. And I guess I've never seen this yet, but that nutcase Crystal's Crime Time called the TBI and asked if they blocked Don Wells. Why would the TBI block the man? Like, these people with these TBI calls, it's out of control. And then you have, I don't know if Ernie Shell is saying that I made a tip to TBI that that the house was robbed. This is the dumbest shit, people. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it because people do believe this shit, and we have to bust down this. We got to bust down all this misinfo. But Betty, so we'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. I want to do a little bit of roasting Betty. So I'll roast Betty a little bit. Then we'll get into this stuff with the Summer Wells case, and we'll end with the fat bastard. Sound like a good idea? It's not a good idea. What's up, Mystery Sally? Dee Dee's in the house. Long time no see. Hello, white boy in the well. Just got a church. I hear you. Okay, it is you. That's what I thought. Cool. Stephanie Quam is who I was talking about. So you just changed it to John. Gotcha. Yeah, so I want to break this stuff down. So we'll get into we will get into pancakes first. We'll get into pancakes first. 2 super chats already. What's happening? Oh, Wifey and Wifey. Thank you, my love. All right, so let's get into this. It's crazy that Betty, I could be over here and make 100 videos of this lady, and she'll get mad. She sneaks and she has a look-see every now and then. But the second she thinks like she has some type of dirt or something happened to where she's got like a W, she comes on and she tries her hardest, right? So, and the same with Josh, right? It's comical, right? These people think like there's some big thing that they have some big thing happening here because I got the RO. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know how you look at it. I don't like tragedy pimps. I don't need a judge tell me don't go 500 feet near one. How about I'll stay 10,000 feet away from tragedy pimps? I don't like them, or maybe it's a badge of honor. Maybe it's a badge of honor. I don't know, right? But these people want me to take the L so bad, right? They want me to take the L so bad. And when you take that momentum right back from them, they can't stand it, right? So I'm gonna actually go down to their level on this one, right? And we're just gonna have a little comparison. A comparison. What's up, Jackie? I think Constance Sue is sending people this way. I appreciate Constance Sue. I really do. I got her tag. They like YouTube law enforcement. David Summers, $1. I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you very much. Been a mod for a long time. All right, yeah, so that's how we're going to do it. If you're coming in from Constance Sue's, smash a like. What's up? I'm going to get into the Ernie stuff here in a minute. I appreciate her. She's like the Volt. But we got to do the let me do this. We got to roast this bitch pancakes. Okay, I sent out a couple members. I hope you get them. Oh, where's my Twitter at? Let me get situated. Tired, y'all. Been long week at work. They wanted me to work today. I said, hell no. I worked the last 2 Saturdays. But yeah, let's get into this. So I want to play for you guys real fast before we get into the summer stuff with the fraudulent tips. We're gonna go Betty. We're gonna do the TBI stuff, Ernie stuff, summer stuff, and then we're gonna end with blue Gumballs. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. So this is Betty's live from I guess last night, right? When I watch, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely drinking, and I'll explain all I hear in a second. She gets the goofball giggles when she drinks. Everybody gets a little giggly, right? You drink.
I think since we're already, I don't think we're going to get any closer to PA.
Let's see this.
So I figured, like, I'm like here, we might as well just move Bloomberg, PA is where this case is out of, but I don't have time to really look at it right now. But I'll be dropping some videos on it once we're kind of.
All right, how's the volume and all that? Y'all can see it. Y'all can see and hear good and all that, because we're gonna be showing a lot of stuff tonight. Okay, where's this idiot at? She's talking about wherever she's at now, but let's just get to the meat and potatoes here. Let me speed her up. Oh, I put it way over here.
This we start. Little funny. I thought they were talking. So listen to this. I hear that somebody out there is got some orders of protection against them. I kind of find that a little funny. I thought they were talking about, hashtag free speech, right? Somehow hashtag free speech says you can just go to a stranger's house that you've never met before on private property and start driving around and around.
All right. So this is comical. Lady, you got 4 protection orders in a day on family members of missing kids. I handed out some flyers, and well, I'll get into that. I'll get into a little bit more here in response to what she says. Hold on.
I guess that is the epitome of free speech, but I just found out from some people sending me over some information that Lady Freedom Raw Narratives has orders of protection, not just orders of protection, like literally lifetime orders of protection on White Boy Lockdown and his wife, Damaged Good with No Regrets. If you guys know who they are, they happen to be the same people that shut down our meet and greet in Sarasota that we were going to have a couple years.
Lol, we shut down her meet and greet. All right, so let me I actually want to slow this down. I don't want it to be too fast. This is comical. So listen to, she's all excited. She heard some dirt. Like these tragedy pimps, the ones that I really roast, you'll never hear them bring my name up. I actually have a clip. It's somewhere in my short section where she's doing an interview and she's like, she brings my name up and in the interview, she's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said that because, she almost trained herself not to say it. But once they feel like they got something to go with, like, who cares? Who cares? And I'll tell you more here in a minute. I just want her to say it. So we ruined her her meet and greet. Hold on.
Years ago, I think it was 2023. 2023. I think, yeah, something like that. 2023 maybe. So, anyways, I just thought it was absolutely hilarious that actually not hilarious. It's actually crazy because people need to quit going real life, and that's all there is to it. This job is already dangerous. You guys see this? Like, we're out there, and I'm about to be, going to PA, right? And I might be knocking on a murderer's door potentially, at least from what everybody's saying online. I don't know. I haven't even got into the story. I know the lady's name is Kat.
So this dunce is saying that I'm going real life, and you can't make it up, people. She said that I'm going real life, going on private property. But she's about to go to PA, wherever she's at, whatever case she's doing, and go knock on someone's door. Like, make it make sense. Lady, I handed some flyers out. It's what the video is still on my channel, and I'll tell you that. Let me just let her say it before I say it.
Harp. That's about as much as I know about the lady. And I hear all this stuff, you know, just as asked him, did you hear about BJ? Because I'm associated with it too. So today, I've looked at what this guy has done. When we first met these people, we were out at Gabby Petito, and Matt and his wife, they seemed normal. You know, we knew that they came from, you know, Matt told us kind of a little bit about his history and stuff like that, but I don't judge people on their history. And I know the people that come from, you know, kind of raw backgrounds, they work 100 times harder than literally anybody else.
Okay. So the gaslighting here is insane, right? So like this lady acts like when I met her, I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name's Matt and I've been to prison. Like what? That's not how I greet people. I don't even know how any of that came out. But lady, when I met you, you're banging some goofball who looks like a mannequin toothpick who has done like 10 times more amount of time than me. He went to the feds. And to that point, let's keep it real, lady. JLR's cock got a restraining order for life on you, if we're keeping it real. If we're keeping it real, JLR's cock got a restraining order on you. And on top of that,
Now, she spent all her time on her knees. That tells you all she
you said
that's where she was talented.
You said you spent all your time on your knees with him. And then you told me, because I've said it multiple times on this channel, that when you were drunk in the bar that night, you're like, I ain't had dick in 6 months. Lady, you were dating JLR. And you told me that when you were buzzed.
Now I understand it.
But and you also said that you gave him fellatio behind the Chili's restaurant. So we know that you just, pretty much just sucked JLR, right? His cock had a lifetime restraining order on you. And to make matters worse, like if you think I'm taking an L because I got some tragedy pimp got a restraining order on me because they ridiculous things are being said in court. And I'm going to inform you about that here momentarily, but I want her to, roll me right into it, if you will. But you got left, lady, for a fucking redhead. Like never in my life, ever in my life, has anybody been like, this ever happened. Ding. Okay, babe. You're leaving me. What do you mean? What's his name? What's his name? That redheaded motherfucker with the freckles? That redheaded motherfucker? The redhead? Bitch, that ain't never happened to me. But JLR left you for a motherfucking redhead. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, lady. That you never in life, I never had no woman say, Matt, it ain't working out. But what had happened is I found this dude. Because he's really laying the pipe down good. And, we just can't do it no more. But, so I'll be actually leaving you now. And I think you'll take the back seat because this happened. That's what happened to you. That's literally what happened to your life. That's what happened to you. I bet the redhead don't. The redhead probably got that NyQuil. That NyQuil, you take it, you go to sleep. You hit it and you go to sleep. It gets you tired. But all you did was whine and bitch and be annoying. So dude found a redhead. However, JLR has his, if we're keeping it real, his cock put a restraining on you for life, and you've never gotten over it. Let's continue this though.
So, you know what I'm saying? I see some. What happened? Cash, you paid like $4.99 to say, did you hear about BJ and Rico? And I didn't hear about it. That's out the Alamance courthouse right there.
All right.
Jim, maybe you can answer. So Cash just wrote and said, Betty, did you hear about BJ? The troll Cash. What did Marissa call that before?
You can clearly tell she's drinking in this one.
Kind of rolled the whole live thing out, literally all day with Daniela Mendiola. And I know it's a smaller case and it's not a well-known case because we haven't covered it. Oh, because it's weird. Do I have this on?
All right, hold on. Let's get.
What is the first go round? And this one I couldn't be there, but lifetime orders of protection.
Hold on.
I went in there. No, I said it for a day, so that must have been a troll from I don't know. Who knows? It's past my bedtime. It's past my 2. I was sitting here and Olivia had to go get some things, so I figured while I was here, and I just read on TikTok that that White Boy Lockdown has lifetime orders of protection. I went in there with Lady Freedom the first go round, and this one I couldn't be there. But you don't. That boy should know better. He's in the state of Florida. He should know that we are all about First Amendment of speech, but we're all about that line in the sand in the state of Florida, and you do not cross it. And when you do, you have to be held accountable. But not only that, but going on there and saying, while you have an order of protection, that there's nobody that's going to stop you from going there again. That's something that a judge doesn't take too kindly to. And I'm pretty sure when he heard somebody say that, he's probably looking at it that this guy's probably a lot more unhinged than we know.
Okay, so actually, when the video is up on my channel still, I handed out flyers, but unfortunately, I couldn't show what he. I couldn't show one thing, what he based it on, and it didn't go flying colors that lady's way. They go with caution. And when people are claiming that they're afraid to get raped from subscribers, I mean, what do you say to that? Transcripts are a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? When people are claiming, look here. I don't even want to say it because I got to go back to get this thing dissolved. So I'm not giving anybody no game. However, if this is the L that you want me to take, right? Okay, I'll take the L on this. Just for you. I mean, not really, but I'll take it. For you, I will. So, I got a protection order. Bitch, you got 4 in a day. You have you have a Guinness Book of World Records for domestic violence charges.
And you're only good for your mouth.
You stay on your knees.
Hoover, Betty.
You have pancakes. You walk around with pancakes. I mean, lady, you are just too easy to roast, really. But I'll tell you right now, I appreciate you bringing up my name. You are going to get very aggravated in the next week or so. Probably the most aggravated that you've ever gotten with White Boy Radio. Where is it in this live that she says the dumbest thing in the world?
Can you come closer to Randolph County? That's important to me. It's important off the road. It enrages me. It's not when we had an opportunity to see this guy that wasn't even being supposed to be charged, is pleading guilty. I think maybe you and your wife need to stay home. But White Boy Lockdown,
here it is.
I would, kind of kill your heels for a while, quit threatening people.
Here it is.
We still have all the videos of you coming by my house and doing the same damn thing. So,
here she goes. Every time there's a situation with me, she tries to involve herself, like the meet and greet. Remember the meet and greet? She did the same thing, right? She always tries to involve herself. We did that one like 2 years ago. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna cry that you're scared for your life? And I mean, 2 years ago, a little bit late there, Betty. This lady's a moron, but I have just because she's saying this. Oh, I have such a good idea. Oh, I have such a good idea. She's gonna be. Betty is going to be the most aggravated she's ever gotten at me in this upcoming week or the next. I don't know exact date when I can do it, but I'm going to do it. And this one's going to fuck her head up all the way because it's going to come to me. Y'all will see. And I guarantee you guys will get a belly laugh out of it. But here goes pancakes. This is an odd moment here, people. So she doesn't ever talk about, never talks about me. But when she thinks she can, she's got the one up or some lame shit, we have it. What's up, Any Pats? We are kicking Matt out. That's fine. I'll talk to you also. What's Angela saying? You can give her my Facebook. Okay, I got it. I already caught up. Talking unhinged Betty, taking your meds. Yeah, she is unhinged. She's out of control. You know, but yeah, you got 4 fucking restraining orders in one day. Lady, your gaslighting does not work. I mean, look at the shit that she tries to do with with Jay. It's so horrendous. It's over the top. It's too much. Even the stuff with SF. She basically wanted to get back on her knees to suck SF. She like begged him for an interview, right? SF's like, yeah, no thanks, I'm good. No thanks, I'm good. And she got like overly unhinged, all mad, called him all these unscrupulous PI and all this shit. What up, Constance Sue? We're going to that LARPer here in a minute. I called her out multiple times on her bullshit clickbait she does on Sullivan at Kids. It's disgusting. Yeah, that's all she does. Yeah, that absolutely would be Magnolia. I believe it, Laura. Yeah, Betty, she's unhinged. I'm right here. Okay, yeah. So I want to get into this stuff with LARPing ass Ernie Shell, this fucking moron. I really, really can't stand this dude. Stay tuned on the Betty stuff. Listen, guys, I promise you this. I've been covering Bullhorn Betty for a very long time. This lady is going to get extremely pissed off at old white boy this week, right? And I cannot wait for it. It's going to be fun. It'll be very entertaining, and she can only blame herself for this one. So just please remember that. Please remember that. It all makes sense. It all makes sense when it happens. She's gonna be so pissed, right? And it's gonna be fun because she deserves it for what the hell she does to people. Okay, so this stuff here that I'm about to play is gonna be Ernie Shell. Apparently, Ernie Shell, this LARPing idiot, this moron, right? This dude he keeps trying to go from panel to panel, interject himself in the Summer Wells case as a wait for it investigator, right? Now, I do have some information. I have said it before. I kind of want to share it when we get there. I do think that TBI did talk to him, but not as an investigator. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing all this weird shit. He's up to the same shenanigans, right? Instead of worrying about, I don't know, his AIDS that he got through butt sex, he's up on panels and he's got my name in his mouth for some reason involved in all this stuff, which is the weirdest stuff. I don't call the TBI. If I had a tip that I would, I don't ever call the TBI and clog their tip line up with just bullshit. Some people call them all the time. They've asked people to only give credible tips. So I specifically won't call their tip line with bullshit. This psychotic lady, Crystal's Crime Time, called the fucking TBI and goes, "Did you block Don Wells?" Like, how stupid is that? That is, people, this is the same lady I made a video about a couple weeks ago. and she called the police on her husband because the husband unplugged the Wi-Fi, so she couldn't go live. And then she they came out there like, okay, nothing to see here. And she goes, I need a better police officer. I want the manager, actually. Same lady, people. Okay. Some of these people get like obsessive with this case. It always happens about once a year. But Ernie Shell's really like stirring the pot and doing some weird shit. There's plenty of good creators. Constance Susan here wasn't here. She sent people over here. I appreciate it, Constance. She's got a vote on this idiot. She extensively covers Ernie Shell. And there's many people who extensively cover this LARPer, this weirdo, because this is what he does. He acts like he role plays these things, right? Everybody knows Ernie Shell could never be an investigator. I mean, I would hope you do. I would hope people have enough common sense to know about Ernie Shell, a little bit of his background, whatever, and then know, right? You know, that the TBI, they don't just work. You know, you can't just team up and partner with, you know, certain law enforcement agencies. It doesn't work like that. The FBI, this doesn't take people off the street. They don't know, right? And you get to claim that you work with them. It doesn't work like that, but some people believe it, right? I guess it's all how you put it down. I don't know. But I want to get into this because I want to show you this LARPing stuff, bringing me into these tips, which is ridiculous. What you see on the screen right now would never happen. But let's get into this, man. So we're going to go to 4755. Then I got to go to Ziggy's panel as well. I just can't believe these people would literally have here it is. Have this guy on, right? But you're
poor communities. They're poor communities. So
this guy is not a PI in the Somewhere Else case. I keep seeing on YouTube people ask, did the Wells have a new private investigator? No, that's incorrect information. This Jensen, what's his name? Jason Jensen. I did a live on this guy the other day, and I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about him. Maybe I wasn't. I like to apologize to him because he made a lot of sense in this video with this LARPer and this moron. I believe this is the crackhead. Crime and Lies. I forget her name. I did a live on her a while ago. We opened the Pandora box on that one too. I forget.
I brought him.
hi.
All right, so
Hey, how
this is this lady Brooks. If you guys remember a long time ago, I did a live on this lady Brooks. I think she's a crackhead, or I forget what it is, right? Just to give you some context. But she's got the private investigator on for an interview, okay? And she's asking him questions, and you can clearly see this lady's bias. And this guy drops some real good knowledge. This is kind of why I have a little bit of respect for what he says, because I think it applies to all of us that pay attention to this stuff, right? But then what she has on after him is Ernie Shell and some just ridiculousness that he says, right? So let's get into all this.
He only has a minute.
It's okay.
Yeah, I only have a minute. I have a busy Monday.
All right. Well, you made the internet busy this weekend because it blew up. We would love to know about this tip. I know you can't tell us. Is there any little morsel you could give us?
Well, I mean, I can't really give you the substance of the tip, but I can land some details why I find the tip to be credible. You know, I've been doing this stuff for 16 years. I'm a co-founder of the Cold Case Coalition. We have a program called the Missing Coalition, and we're a nonprofit. So for me to get a tip on a case is not.
Okay. Unnamed True Crime with Avery said, well, burglary and breaking in on young girls is what he's in jail for now. Well, if he's in jail now, it's public record. Who is the person we're talking about?
Okay.
Because I can't find the article. I mean,
Did it happen in Knoxville?
No.
Knoxville, I don't know. I was told like 10 minutes away from Dawn and Candace.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what I can do real fast. Reality. Don't you just love it?
And we have a lot of locals in here, and they've been kind of, confused too. If this person's in jail, then it's public record. So who is it?
Okay, pay attention, y'all.
Okay, so here we go.
I gotta make that look better. Hold on.
Okay, so here's your good one. This is just in February. How long ago did this happen?
Well, I mean, Summer went missing June 15th of 2021. That's really the only date on this show I care about.
Well, I'm talking about the man convicted of abusing children. It's in Knoxville, and believe it or not, it's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Wow.
Okay.
All right, so they're like not following. So they got Jason Jensen, right? He's on there, and if you don't know, I did a live about this at least a few weeks ago. Jason Jensen is a PI in certain states, and he got a call about a tip regarding Summer Wells, right? He got a call about a tip of somebody saying that he knows the people, and it was a burglary that gone bad, is what this guy is claiming, right? The tip was not in, it was not out of Tennessee. But you have this LARPing detective, or at least he claims that he is. You're going to hear him say momentarily that he works with the TBI, and he's collaborated with all these people. All he's doing is trying to Google the jail lookup. It's common sense, right? But they're not even looking in the right state for one. They can't follow the story or the man's posts that he's made on social media. The guy's been very adamant about the story, and he's been posting about it, right? We already covered this, guys. I asked Don about this guy Jensen, and he was telling me some stuff, even up the other day, about some stuff that he told him. But they can't even follow the story right. But here you have Brooks asking Ernie about his investigative input.
Let me see what we have here with this. I don't know if this is the same guy or not. Let me see what we got here.
Yeah, of course, Laura. And bodies harassment. You're absolutely right.
So this is in 2024. Knoxville man is facing at least 12 to 20 years prison, convicted of sexually abusing 2 children despite the defense's argument calling the victims devils of deception. That's one of them. Again, we'll have to look into this.
Okay. All right, let's get back to what was told to Jason. Right. And I put the link up for Avery or Jason if they want to come up.
If he directed the police,
there we go.
If he directed his information to the police directly, his name is known, and there's reasons for that. Sometimes they're part of an inner circle. Sometimes the people that they're given a tip on are dangerous. And in a small community such as Rogersville, it wouldn't be a surprise if, once the information came out, they would know who called in the tip, and they'd be, in some kind of danger. So, given the nature of the case, when he called, I recognized the number. Well, the number registered on my caller ID as a Rogersville call. So that part is credible. And then the accent of the individual had a thick Appalachian accent, which clearly means he's from that part of the country, rather than if he had a New Jersey accent or Minnesotan. It came across as viable. And then when he gave the information that he did, I understand why he was concerned about these 2 brothers and why it was relevant to call it in.
So what you're about to encounter here, right, is somebody who does this true crime stuff for a living, somebody who, you know, is really in this stuff, right? Versus a true crime biased YouTuber. You are about to cross over the two of them, and you're going to see how the man handles it. But just watch this.
So I notified TBI this morning.
Okay, so it's two brothers, not brother and sister.
No, I don't know where that comes from.
Oh, just speculation. People wondering.
Yeah.
And
No,
this is
two brothers.
this is the tip that
Two
you
brothers?
got
Okay.
about that burglary.
Well, thank you for the good work and calling in the tip. And
Yeah.
let's see how this shakes out. I mean,
Yeah, all we can do now is wait, right?
for real. Yeah, we would love for them to go live, every 30 minutes and say this is what we're working on, but that would be a futile way to spend your time, because you can't exactly get your job done if you're letting the public know what you know.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And there's reasons for me posting stuff online. I mean, I got a lot of, hateful comments
Here
about
it comes. Here's the
being a
encounter.
con or that I had nefarious or selfish reasons for posting stuff.
No, I don't think he has any nefarious reasons for posting anything. I do not know who called this tip in that wants to be anonymous. I called TBI myself and I gave them the information, and they took it down. And of course, same old, same old. I don't expect them to say, "Oh, cool, that works."
Why in the hell would this lady call TBI to? The man is explaining that he received a tip. He's been adamant about this. It's all over his Facebook. He's been posting like crazy about it. I did a live about this weeks ago. He publicly said that he turned it in to the TBI multiple times. So why would this lady feel the need that maybe TBI didn't get the message? So she takes his tip and turns it. This is exactly what they're saying with, please only call us with credible information. Don't be fucking up. I mean, they can't be polite like that. But these people basically said, stop fucking calling us with dumb shit. Anyway, maybe for some odd reason they didn't get his message, right? I'll remain in the middle. Let's continue.
They were just like, thank you for letting us know.
I'm sure they did.
So two brothers, but only one was supposedly on the hill. So I don't know where. I guess maybe the other brother's the one.
It even collaborates, even if it kind of even fits in play. You're going to have your one, and you're going to have your ABC. You're going to have all of your information out here. You're going to be able to look at that. And you're going to be able to say, well, the who, what, when, where, how. Those questions are going to come into play. Like, how did you get this information? Where did you find this information? When? You're going to come up with these, at least those three things. And then once that information comes to you, then you're going to take a minute. You're going to gather this information, and hopefully you got a pen and paper to write this stuff down, or a recorder. And then you're going to go through this information. You're going to put this person. You're going to say, wait, hold on 1 second here. Let's look at this. And then you're going to see if it even collaborates, even if it kind of even fits in play. Just the word fits in play. Does it fit? Can it work? Is it possible that this happened? And then that's when you're going to say, well, hey, I'm still going to report it. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do that. It's same as I did with the TBI. I noticed everybody that worked with the TBI or reported on the TBI that they all say the same thing, except for, everybody that brought tips in, we're going to get back to you, all this. They never get back to them and everything. But guess what, Brooks? They got back with me.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
They've gotten back with me one time just because they needed more information. They're not going to call. They're not going to call and say, "Hey, you're right. This is what we're doing with it." But if they need more information, then what you gave them might be something that's leading them somewhere. It's It's a very disturbing, convoluted case. And there are some people that still think that she just wandered off in the woods and they're going to find her. Well, it's been 4 years. And there's too many coincidences of the day and the week leading up to. CPS showing up on June 14th, wanting to see Summer after what Marlena called in to something that allegedly happened to her daughter up on that hill. They want to see Summer. That same day, Dawn fires Dudley. Jackie Dobbs said he came across Dawn. Jackie Dobbs had just bought the property. He said Dawn wasn't acting like himself. Like he had something, he was preoccupied. I'll just put it that way. Okay. Then we know the next day, suddenly Candus gives a shit about her mother. Uh-oh, we lost Ernie. Candus gives a shit about her mother all of a sudden.
Parties that are responsible for her disappearance.
Okay, my bad, y'all. I was way off. I'm trying to figure out what the hell they say. Here it is. Hold on. Here we go. He blames me coming up, and then here's the part I'm looking for.
Yep.
So if you're looking at that and you got your timeline, you got
reasons for posts and stuff.
No, my sister.
No, I don't know where that comes from.
No, just speculation. People wondering.
Tip on are dangerous in a small community such as Rogersville. It wouldn't be a surprise if, you know, once the information came out, they would know who called in the tip and they'd be, you know, in some kind of danger. So given the nature of the case, when he called, I recognized the number, well, you know, the number registered on my caller ID as a Rogersville call. So that part's credible. And then the accent of the individual had a thick Appalachian accent, which, you know, clearly means he's from that part of the country rather than if he had a New Jersey accent or, you know, Minnesotan. It came across as viable. And then when he gave the information that he did, I understand why he was concerned about these two brothers and why it was relevant to call it in. So I notified TBI this morning.
All right, we already heard
so
that.
it's two brothers, not brother and sister.
No, I don't know where that comes from.
No, just speculation. People wondering.
Yeah. No, two brothers.
Two brothers. Okay. Well, thank you for the good work and calling in the tip. And, you know, let's see how this shakes out. You know, I mean,
I'll give you an hour's wait, right?
For real. Yeah, we would love for them to go live, you know, every 30 minutes and say this is what we're working on. That would be fuel. That would be a fuel way to spend your time because you can't exactly get your job done if you're letting the public know what you know.
Right. And there's reasons for me posting stuff online. I mean, I got a lot of, you know, hateful comments about being a con or that I had nefarious or selfish reasons for posting stuff.
No, I don't think he has any nefarious reasons for posting anything. I do not know who called this tip in and wants to be anonymous. I called TBI.
Right.
Yep.
So if you look at that, you got your timeline. You got your timeline here, okay? This information comes in here, and you're gonna have your ABC, you have all your information out. You're gonna look at that and say, well, you know, the questions are coming into play like, how did you get this information? Where did you find this information? When? You know, you're gonna come up with these, you know, at least those three things. And then once that information comes to you, then you're gonna take a minute, you're gonna gather this information, and hopefully you got a pen and paper to write this stuff down or a recorder, and then you're gonna go through this information, you're gonna put this person, you're gonna say, wait, hold on one second here, let's look at this, and then you're gonna see if it even collaborates, even if it kind of even fits in play. You know, just the word fits in play. Does it fit? Can it work? You know, is it possible that this happened? And then that's when you're going to say, well, hey, I'm still going to report it. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do that. It's the same as I did with the TBI. I noticed everybody that worked with the TBI or reported on the TBI that they all say the same thing except for.
Okay. Then we know the next day, suddenly Candus gives a shit about her mother.
God damn.
Uh-oh, we lost Ernie. Holly said, I promise you, Pandrew with his
kind of, you know, scrutiny that they receive, and they've already passed polygraphs.
They passed.
There we go. That's what I
So
was
leave them alone. Let's go find out what really happened.
Okay, my bad, guys. My bad. I'm back. I lost my spot. I had put the wrong timestamp on my notes. All right, here we go. So here's where the little collision is. Not even a collision. Just here's the bias in this one. And then somehow in this, Ernie is trying to say that, I don't know what the fuck he's implying, but he's trying to say that I called the TBI. I'm not even like, y'all help me figure out what this LARPer's trying to say.
55-50.
Holly said, I promise you,
he says
Andrew with his U-Haul full of
55-50. So I'm at 59. Maybe that's why. 55-50 is when he says it. 55-42.
Did you ask these questions to find out for variable if it's verifiable information that you're being getting, or is it just something to throw you off? Because it sounds to me like something that White Boy Radio already came up with. You remember that, right?
Yep.
And then this idiot agrees with it. Yep. When did I ever say that the Wells house got robbed?
When did you ever consider calling out fake?
I don't do fake and fraudulent tips.
We don't hurt them. We help them.
I've helped Don Candus tremendously with people like yourself and this crackhead that has you on panel. this is ridiculous. You are a LARPer, and she's going to go along with you because she's sucking your ass and treating you like some investigator. Again,
He's also a furry.
you're a furry, and you. I believe through butt sex is how you acquired AIDS, and you should be taking care of that. For your viewing pleasure, if you'd like.
Oh God, please don't.
On my Twitter, I have a tragedy pimp group. It's not under my direct name on Twitter, but it's called Remove All Tragedy Pimps. You can go on my Twitter group and see Ernest in his gay sex tape that he made, where he's not pitching but catching. Yes, this is true. Ernie Did Dallas is on my Twitter. You'd think he'd be worried about, curing that, than putting my name, involving it with some fake and fraudulent TBI tip that I did not call. Unless these two morons are just this behind, because this live was just did, right? We've been covered the Jason Jensen thing. We've been covered that, right? We've already gone live about that. We've already brought that stuff to you guys. We've already talked about all this. Not only that, here's what I can tell you, right? And I'm going to say this before I forget about it because it's very important. And then we're going to go back to these morons, and then go to Ziggy, and then Josh. But here's the thing: I do believe the TBI talked to Ernie. So a couple things here. A while ago, I said this. I don't know who heard it, who didn't. So if I have a tip, if I have a tip, right, in any case, if it's important or whatever, I would give it to TBI. But behind the scenes, a lot of tips came in, a lot of things came in, a lot of people I interacted with in the Sebastian Rogers case. There's stuff that I gave SF Investigates that I've never said on YouTube. I specifically gave it to him. Or I would connect him with the people, right? Because I know he's in contact with the TBI himself. That happened one time. And then what happened was At Night Media, Not Bright Media, was trying to put these like Summer Wells posters up and stuff like that. And then I covered that. We talked about that. But I remember SF calling, and he was working a case in that same area. And he was talking to an agent up there, and a TBI agent, and they brought up Summer Wells to him. And they said that they were following up a tip or talking to somebody in regards to the Summer Wells case. Now, SF told me he didn't want to tell Donald Candy. He doesn't even know them, but he didn't want to give any false hope, right? And by him saying that to me, him telling me that, I sat on the information and I didn't even call Don and Candace, right? Because I didn't want to give any false hope either. But I got happy because it's good to know that they absolutely are still working on that case, right? Somebody that I trust, somebody that I know talks to TBI, verified it, right? Now, why do I bring that up? I bring that up because, I bring that up for two reasons. The first one is Ernie Shell on that same time frame, that same week. Ernie Shell was going around saying that he talked to TBI. They were questioning him. This and that. It was the same. This is the same week, people. This is the same week, right? I do think that they questioned him, interrogated him, or whatever. They did not collab with him. They did not work with him, right? I do think that they asked him questions. I don't know what that brought. I'm not saying that's what SF told me. I'm just connecting the dots, right? Now, another reason I bring that up is because, look, man, if I could do anything for Summer, I had this conversation with Noel.
Anything else?
If I do anything for Summer,
verifiable tip, I'd be packed up and in that car.
it would be, maybe I should connect. Maybe, SF has found over 20 people. Maybe it's time he has a look-see at. I don't know. In my eyes, he's one of the best that could ever do it, and it couldn't hurt the case. I don't know if that's possible though. That's just me wanting to help. But you know, there's a lot of parties involved in that, and I'm not, and I don't know if he would even. I don't even know if everybody would be on board with that. And that's just a maybe. I don't know. But I do think that they talked to Ernie, man. Let me hit the comments. I don't want to lose my train of thought. That's why I've been blabbing y'all. But here in a second, you're going to hear this man just completely demolish, in the most polite and elegant way, demolish this crackhead's bias, right? But what he says is very true, and I want people to hear it. The man is a PI, unlike Ernie, 100%, 100%. These people, like they've been like, I don't understand. Yeah, thank you, Constance. I appreciate it. I told you guys she's a vault. These people are treating like Ernie Shell this like he is some type of king detective. Like it's comical for anybody that knows about Ernie Shell, because we're watching these lives like, how dumb are you? Like this is the whole LARP. But you know, of course, Ziggy and this crackhead. But I want to play this part because the bias comes out in such beautiful form, and he shuts it down, man.
So if you're looking at that and you got your timeline, if you got your timeline, you got your outline in your timeline here, okay? This is even collaborate.
Hold in.
Kind of, scrutiny that they receive, and they've already passed polygraphs.
Was the Wells' first attempt to sell Summer. Woo! Girl. Woo!
Parties that are responsible for her disappearance. This family has gone through hell.
We lost Ernie. Candus gives a shit about her. Hang on. I'm trying to resend him the link. Give me a second.
But mind you.
So this is where I'm on. I don't know what to think about with this guy, right? And this is why I tell you this. I talked to Don about this guy the other day, and Don told me that I might even call Don throughout this live. Don told me this dude calls him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Chris McDonough is trying to set you up, right?" To me, that's a weird thing to say. Right? And I don't trust none of these internet people, right? I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. That's how I initially felt, right? And then hearing him say this right here, I just don't know what to think about this dude. Y'all tell me, right? But let me play this.
If this is a valid tip, and it's third parties that are responsible for her disappearance, this family has gone through hell over this.
Mm-hmm.
They've been vilified simply because of
Can you hear me?
their home and their lifestyle, or the conditions of the.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Holly said, "I promise you, Pandrew with his U-Haul full of kids was the Wells' first attempt to sell Summer." Woo! Girl. Woo! 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 Yep, your sound is much better. Okay, so this is where Jason is saying, don't judge the Wells. Again, he has not followed the case, so he doesn't really know what we know.
People pass judgment really quick, and it's like the thing that
that's comical to me. It's comical to me because now you have her biased chatting there, saying that Jason Jensen, this guy's on court TV probably every fucking week. Hey, don't worry about it. He's just uneducated. He doesn't know the case like we do. Translation. Jason Jensen hasn't watched all the Tragedy Pimp Summer Wells YouTube videos of us and our conspiracies that legally don't make sense of us blaming Don and Candus. You have to let him catch up on that first, and then he's all caught up. Duh.
I recognize right off the bat is they had no reason to open up their house and show their skeletons in their closet except for their honesty. And, I'm a criminal profiler and a criminologist. I have a master's degree in it. So when I see people open up the way they did, they have nothing to hide. They're looking for answers. They're in a lot of pain, and they don't care
Criminologists.
what kind of scrutiny that they receive. And they've already passed polygraphs.
They passed the polys.
So leave them alone. Let's go find out what really happened to her. Stop turning back at the family as if they have something to do with it. They've been searched. They've been scrutinized. They've been interviewed. What more can they do to display their sincerity when they say they had nothing to do with it? And
they may not. They may not. Way too many red flags for most people. Way too many red flags. And this polygraph bullshit, you got to be kidding me. You know how many people fail polygraphs that are innocent? You know how many people pass them that are guilty?
Here she is going on about the polygraph, because we all know, right? We all know if Don and Candus did not pass the polygraph test, right? She would just completely dismiss that too, right? We know if they didn't pass them, she would dismiss it because it's not that important, right? Come on. That's what they all fucking say.
A sin, I could care less. That's a tool for law enforcement. It's not used in trial, but some people get really hung up on it. Ernie, I think you're frozen and you're muted.
And when they express just the same level of confusion that the rest of the community has. We don't know what happened to her.
Here it is.
Neither do they. If they knew, they wouldn't be asking for help.
Well, can I ask you this? And this is from a outside looking in public perspective. Do you think that maybe the prank call on Mary made people think that they weren't, their integrity wasn't in the right place? Or when all the pedophilia came out, or the past criminal histories, or how they had lost children in other states, would make people think that possibly it wasn't a good life for the children, and CPS taking the kids.
Well, all those are valid points.
This is the response.
They create a bias, right? And if you're looking to blame the family, it's called confirmation bias. But just because.
What does that mean, Ernie? Confirmation bias.
Oh, yeah, Ernie.
Because isn't it a common practice?
Look at this. This is what I'm saying. It gets really worse on Ziggy's panel. Like, what does that mean, Ernie? Could you tell us all? You're the smart one, right? This is out of control, people. Out of control. Could you tell us, Ernie? Please tell us what confirmation bias means. We know that you're educated. Obviously, you didn't put a ball cap on that butt sex that you had. But please enlighten us, Ernie.
When someone gets arrested, they look at their past criminal history. They dig into, their family history. They want to see.
And that's pretty much what he's trying to get at. He's trying to associate that while people are saying that they did this because of the pedophilia, the criminal past, the way things Don has already said on YouTube, and pretty much of that. He's pretty much trying to give him a pass, but without giving him a pass is what he's doing. He's saying, like you see what he's doing right now, he's trying to take the attention off of Don Wells and Candus and saying, hey, they passed a lie detector test. You know how easy it is to pass a lie detector test? It's very simple to pass a lie detector test. It's easy. It's easy. All you have to do is act like you're a nervous person anyways, especially for something like this with a missing child. You're going to be nervous as a parent.
That's so untrue. I failed a lie detector test a long time ago. I failed one. They ain't easy. Man, shitting me. That ain't easy to pass them things. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Fact of the matter is, what these people.
I do know what he's talking about. This guy, this LARPer, this moron, he believes his own lies. This guy has lied so many times on YouTube, been exposed off of it 1 billion times, right? But he's such a pathological liar that it would be simple for him to pass a lie detector test, because he doesn't, whatever goes on in your brain, or whatever most normal people do when they tell a lie, that machine can kind of like figure it out. This guy has trained himself. It's like it rolls off his tongue like butter when he tells these lies, right? This is why these Tiger idiots, take out the cash books, go get their pocketbooks because they buy it up. Oh, you're a TBI agent. Oh, you work with Ron DeSantis. Oh, you work with President Trump this week. Oh, you capture child predators. Oh, you've got AIDS today. Like they did it. Believe it all. They believe it all. I just believe the AIDS part. I believe the dildo part. I believe just the people exposing his lies part. But he's trained himself to just tell so many lies. So it would be simple for this guy to pass one. So I do believe him, actually. About this,
or have not done is what other people who are actually victims and not perpetrators do themselves. And what that is have you seen them get out and look for their child? No. When all this groups was going around looking for Summer, where was they at? They was in hotels. Your actions tell on you, people. Your actions are going to tell on you. Now, I know a lot of people hit me and got mad at me for this, for saying, hey, it's as simple as this. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, then by God, it's a duck. It's as simple as that. Now, what he's trying to do is he's trying to take the blame. And again, he's moving the goalpost from the content. Look, the fact of the matter is, when it's child predators or child trafficking, 92% is always the parents. Always. Somebody within the family. Somebody knows something. It may not be them directly that removed the child or that did something to the child, but guess what? They had a hand in it some way. For him to say that and to say, well, they're using because Don Wells' history, Candus's history, the past here, there, things that he's done to underage children before or said about them, that it's automatically going to be looked at.
Coming from the guy, if you Google, all you do is type his name in YouTube, and there's a lady screaming, super pissed off that he's messed with her 14 or 11-year-old girl. And then 30 seconds later, this LARPer, it's not time to LARP now because somebody's putting hands on him and he's getting folded up into a trailer. Like, he can't fight worth a lick. This guy cannot fight. He couldn't LARP that one, people. He couldn't LARP a mixed martial artist. He couldn't LARP a boxer. That one he couldn't LARP. I mean, and if you just keep putting, scrolling down on that YouTube search, you'll find a whole bunch of weird shit about Ernie Show. But, this week, for some reason, Detective Ernie, Dictionary Ernie, and Investigator Ernie it is.
Don, and make him a suspect. Let me just say this. Don is the main suspect. Now, for him to say that, that makes me question him on what he knows about situational awareness. And that's what I said in my live earlier today. How much does this man know when it comes to situational awareness? And not just...
He's a criminologist. He's got a master's degree. Master's degree. You shove dildos in your ass.
He commits like crazy, dangerous, serious, important felonies every time he has intercourse with anybody without being open and coming out with the truth about his health situation.
I should press charges on this motherfucker. He wanted the fake fight, right? He wanted the fake fight.
Don't come close to that blood.
Man, if you would have actually came down here and for some reason found some testicles, right, and you weren't LARPing for one, man, what if I would have opened you up? I would have opened you up, and man, his face. I'd opened your face up, and what if my blood would have mixed? Man, hell no. But the reason is, people, if you haven't figured it out, this is very simple. Jason Jensen is not trying to come on here like 98% of YouTube and attack Don and Candus, right? They can't stand that there's a tip. They cannot stand that there's a tip that doesn't have anything to do with Don and Candus. And now they have to attack his credentials.
They're mad that the person that should have gotten the tip did and not them.
Yeah.
Because Ernie's not, the big shot.
It's crazy. What I didn't play in this live is a whole bunch of CPS, this and that. They've beaten the CPS stuff. Get over it. You might not like it. That's cool and all, but it's over with. All these fraudulent tips. All these fraudulent tips because you're so hyper focused on it being Don and Candus. This guy's saying what I've been saying for years. Let's try to find out what happened this summer. You're hyper focused on two people, right? But he really confirms it here in a minute in his response. I'll drop the link here in a minute.
That, but the aspects can be your different, again, scenarios of what could have happened and how it happened, how it played in. This man went on a tip. I don't see no outline. He did not tell you no outline. He did not say, hey, why is this? Question this, question that, question this, question that. Check it twice, cut it once. The man put it out on the internet without checking it. Simple as that.
Well, and that happens. That happens. And if this man is in jail for burglaries and breaking in on young girls, then that's public record. What's his name? Hold on. We have Raider Rich backstage. He wants to say hi to everybody. Everyone say hi to Raider. Hey, Raider.
What's up?
You
guys hear me or what?
Yeah. Anything you want to say about this? Anything you want?
Let's focus on.
It's hard to change bad habits, but people do change. And sometimes it takes a life-altering moment, like the loss of your children, to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't throw stones in glass houses. So
no,
fine. Let's find Summer. That's the paramount.
All right, and this is where I do disagree with Jason. It's not on the up and up.
It's like
we move on. Human condition is dynamic.
Actually,
we move on.
About those kids, but you know what? We all kind of focus on one child. That's what I'm saying.
Well, who wants to focusing on just one child?
Well, there are missing kids every day. It is not just some allows. There are missing people, missing women and men too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, check out my playlist and then you come back and talk to me. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I don't understand what's going on there.
Right. Sometimes people have bad past. They learn from their mistakes. They move on. Human condition is dynamic. People can change. It's hard to change bad habits, but people do change. And sometimes it takes a life-altering moment, like the loss of your children, to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't throw stones in glass houses. So
it's
fine. Let's find Summer. That's the paramount.
But there's millions.
I wanted to be friends.
Our friend.
I've got him in aim.
Here though, right? Right?
Throw stones in glass houses.
Yes. Okay, look.
How it played in. Somebody
past criminal. Well, can I ask you this? And this is from a outside looking in public perspective. Do you think that maybe the prank call on Mary made people think that they weren't
she's pausing it.
Their integrity wasn't in the right place, or when all the pedophilia came out, or the past criminal histories, or how they had lost children in other states, would make people think that possibly it wasn't a good life for the children and CPS taking the kids.
Well, all those are valid points, but they create a bias, right?
Create a bias.
And if you're looking to blame the family, it's called confirmation bias. But just because.
What does that mean, Ernie? Confirmation bias. Because isn't it common practice when someone gets arrested, they look at their past criminal history, they dig into, their family history, they want
to the criminal past, the way things Don has already said on YouTube.
All right, I can't even take this crackhead or that one anymore. Let's go on to Ziggy, which is going to be even worse. So buckle your fucking seatbelts for this airhead conversation. So now the next one we're going to go to is going to be Ziggy. Ziggy has made a return. The fake psychic, right? This fucking moron has Ernie Shell on and treating him like some celebrity investigator. Right now, this is comical because you have Fred Hill. This is like if this white trash panel right here we're about to just have a quick look-see at it. Just the characters themselves shall blow you away. But notice the ass sucking of Ziggy to Ernie Shell. It's crazy as hell. I'm just watching this shit go on this week. Like, I'm like, what planet am I on? What planet am I on? Like, why are they treating this guy like he's some investigator, has some insight in the case? It blows my mind what the hell you see on YouTube sometimes. Is everybody LARPing? Like am I not on the joke? Is everybody LARPing and nobody told me? Like, what the hell's happening here? What's going on? Like, this is what I'm feeling like watching YouTube this week. People, it's out of control. Here, you wanted the link? Let me drop that real fast. Almost blew my head off on that last segment trying to find this one. Shut up. This one, shut the fuck up for a second. Holy shit. I'll never mess my timestamps up again reviewing those people. Holy shit. There goes the link if you wanted it. Let me find this next white trash panel. I did take good timestamps on this one. It won't be so painful. However, buckle your seatbelt because we have some stuff to uncover. What's happening?
Hey,
What
you
up?
know, I'm down here burning over the things that Ernie is saying. There is so much that he has wrong. He doesn't even know what situational awareness is. Situational awareness doesn't have anything to do with investigating into a crime. That situational awareness is where you have yourself situated. You're aware of your surroundings for your own safety. That's what that is. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. But what I wanted to come up here and tell you is he keeps saying that Jason is trying to take the heat off of Dawn and Candace. But no, that's not it at all. It's just Jason doesn't go, if he's going to investigate a case, he doesn't go into a case looking at like the drama or all the he said, she said type stuff, or looking at how they live, because it does really form confirmation bias. And then your brain is automatically going to go, in that direction. And then you can't investigate properly. All he did was just get this tip and he verified the information. Unlike what Ernie was saying, he verified the information. He checked the phone numbers that it came from. It was the area code. The phone number was from that area. The voices matched up. The names he was given, he checked those names. The man is definitely sitting in jail because he has been going from like random remote properties and watching little girls, and he actually got caught in the act in the kitchen of a house getting ready to abduct a little girl. He got caught in the act. He didn't know her mom was in the house, and her mom called the police. And this is how this man got arrested. Well, the man has a brother who is also in jail for bigger crimes. And information came to Jason that these two have information on what happened to Summer Wells. Well, the one brother may possibly turn on the younger brother. And so Jason was putting out like bait, basically, on his Facebook because he knew it would get around. Like, he's baiting this man, and the reason the tip came to Jason is it's just somebody who's related to somebody who's related to somebody in law enforcement that doesn't feel comfortable talking to law enforcement. And so they just picked somebody that they knew was an investigator, and they picked him. But he did verify, that it could be legitimate before, he put it out or called it in to TBI. And TBI is working it.
I believe that. I believe
But
they are. They're just butthurt because this goes against their narrative. These people have made careers out of, to be honest, as much as I hate a lot of these people, I got to give them credit. Like, if you can convince thousands of people, right, that two parents did something with, you can convince thousands of people that two parents did something, and you have absolutely no evidence of them doing it. You're kind of a pimp in my eyes. Like you kind of got some game, right? But you know, some people are smart enough and they can see right through that shit. I hope some people do, but a lot, it's sad. It's just, this goes against their narrative, man, and they hate it because they've built channels and their little careers around their
Blaming the Wells.
you know, that's all it is. Yeah. But
Yeah.
especially these next two I'm about to play right now. And I
Like at
appreciate
this,
you coming up. Appreciate you
yeah.
saying that about Jensen.
But at this, I want to tell you real quick though, like at this point in the investigation, law enforcement has been through all of the Wells devices. They've been all over their property. They've polygraphed them. Yeah, some people can pass a polygraph test if they know how to, but they're also watching their body language when they're taking the polygraph. You know, they're looking for other things. And but you know, the Wells, maybe they didn't care for their children the way people think that they should. But what I seen a mom who was posting tons of pictures and videos of her daughter on Instagram. You know, so I don't know.
Well,
You could see
Candace
it both.
has, me and Noel have been in their house. Candace has binders and photo books upon photo books upon photo books upon photo books. People, the internet doesn't even have any idea how many pictures Candace has. And I would be like, you know, I would say to her, Candace, put some of them photos out. You have so many. I've never seen none of these. And she got a point. Yeah, I'm not putting them on you for why. I said these people can take them, make thumbnails out of them, and you know, and alter it, do this. They've already the ones I have given. Hey, that's true. I can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't go into it, like, okay, say he does get his license in Tennessee, he goes and investigates. You can't go into an investigation thinking all of these different things. The Wells were exploited by Chris McDonough, in my opinion, and you know, their brutal honesty of just opening up their home, letting McDonough walk through their home. You know, that's such brutal honesty. And I understand people have issues with the Wells, but to put that on them, and if you can't look outside of that box, then Summer's case is never going to be solved. You have to have somebody to look outside of the box and look at other avenues. And if you have somebody calling in a tip saying, hey, I know that these two men had something to do with it, I've seen proof and evidence that they have something to do with it, then you need to look into that, and that there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. And Arnie can go suck a dick. That's all I got to say.
And on that one, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna share these two idiots real fast. I appreciate you coming up.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Channel, act right, bitches. I think I've been through and breezed. Are you the channel who pushes back on these
Yeah, she went a bit further.
these people who go after the Wells? Is that you?
She's after anybody that goes after anybody unfairly, puts out false bullshit lies, tries to deter the investigation with nonsense and false tips. She's her bitch bear, do a lot of things to that.
Nope. Okay, so let me go to this shit. So then here goes. This is Ziggy's fucking panel, right? Now watch. This is way worse. But again, Ernie Shell with the. I have no idea why he's doing this. Why do he loves the attention? Let's be real. He said he said my name in that last clip, that thing that I just played, because this idiot wants the response. This guy, he wants to fake. He wants to go back and forth. You know, I just can't stand Ernie Shell. There was a time where like I would cover him, but what the fuck is on the screen? Holy shit. Ugh. But I would imagine waking up to that in the morning. Oh my God. Oh, it's right there. Can you see it now?
I see you. I see after. I see.
You don't see the. Yeah. Oh man, that would be tough. Talk about killing your morning wood. Oh, it's playing. All right, so let me get my seriously. Let's get my timestamps. All right, so this is this guy admitting to working with TBI. 1954 on this one. Let me make sure y'all can see it here good.
TBI had us, we was working with TBI. TBI told us to go, they was on board with everything. They said, go to Hawkins County and see if we could get everything we need together because they're the ones officially with the case. TBI was assisting at first until TBI said, screw you guys, we're taking over. But during that time, Detective Pruitt is the one that was supposed to set us up, have everything ready. He waited 3 days, and then he called me back, and he's like, well, I really don't think that's going to help anything. And I'm sitting there like, according.
I just genuinely want to know, like, who's sitting back and believing this? Like, do people really think that detectives are, like, contacting Ernie Shell in an open investigation for a missing child? I'm not saying detectives don't call his phone for stealing shit, you know, shoving shit in his ass, stealing it, running out the store, doing crimes. Yeah, of course they will. But he's acting as though like detectives have his number on speed dial, and he's part of. He's an agent. He's acting like he's an agent. It doesn't work like that. You can give a tip. It doesn't mean that you're working with them. You can submit a tip.
Let's not forget the recordings from them themselves. Angelo had posted.
Yeah, exactly.
They know who he is, and they know.
The TBI does know who he is. Angelo called them. They're like, yeah, that moron. We know who that is. There's recordings of that. I've played them. I've had Angelo on panel. But this is crazy as hell. That who believes this? Listen to this. Then this grifter to the left, the one with the greasy forehead that plays with spirit boxes, and she's a psychic, does tarot card readings. This one, look at this call with TBI. Just listen to the police officer. These people, and then what happens is they get mad. They're like, oh my god, the police aren't working the case right. Look at this.
Yeah. Which email did you get? I sent a couple within the last week.
The one about the dark blue pickup truck with tinted windows.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And so, okay. What do you want to know? I'm so sorry.
Of course, act right, bitches.
Been dealing with this. I'm extremely nervous. I've been getting harassed and I've been yeah, I don't know if do you know who I am by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So anyways, Fred's here. He's in the room just in case you need to ask any questions. But the reason why I sent that in is because
Laura, what?
And because Andy Bernard was on that road that day and nobody was questioning him. And he says he was at work all day.
Both us, TBI, and FBI had questioned him several times concerning that. Yes, he was on the road probably.
Yes. Did you hear that? Yes, he was on the road. And then he had to add probably. So, okay, I need you to listen to this because he hangs up on me. And it's
they don't care. They didn't care.
Yeah, I can tell. I can feel it.
It's not that he doesn't care. Just like when Angelo recorded the TBI, right? And they know who this crackhead is. Is he missing more teeth since the last time I saw him? That's what happened right here. I have my own eyes. But they know that this one, right, Ziggy, has called also 7,000 million times. They also know that she's called, right? And not only have these people called, they get impatient. They're big babies, right? They go on their channels and they talk shit about the same law enforcement that they called because they have their egos and they want a response instantly. They want a response instantly so they can go tell the world about what the cops told them, so they could feel important and they could feel like they're part of and they're doing something, right? That's not how law enforcement works. They don't work instantly. They don't want everything on Front Street like that. You don't ever know how law enforcement's going to work, what they're doing, how they're working, right? But these morons, they want it now, right? They want it right now. And God damn it, if you don't answer me, I'll go cry on my YouTube channel. You know, the police are watching. So when he's talking to you, he knows he's talking to a Karen. He knows he's talking to a whiny YouTuber. He's reluctantly even talking to you. He already knows what's coming. Dirt.
I could feel the tension. I could feel he was annoyed.
There's no passion. There's no passion in that. That's a throw off voice. That's what that is. You can tell what a passion voice is and what a throw off voice is.
Yep. I know. I felt I could just tell. That's why I was so nervous, because I could feel his energy was just sitting there being like, you bitch for contacting TBI. You know, that's what I felt, or something like you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I didn't know how to take this. I thought, well, there is a lot of pressure on him. Maybe he was annoyed that
What's up, Natasha? Welcome.
Maybe I was giving him a hard time about Andy. I don't know, but watch how this uncovers. Unfolds.
But most important is this dark blue pickup truck.
What's mom they're talking about?
That you felt was very important in this tip.
Yeah.
Why do you feel it's important?
Because, well, we feel like Andy was meeting him. Because another person, now I promise to respect anything you do not want out on YouTube. I promise, because this is really important. But it's we feel there's another YouTuber who saw footage of Andy on the road on Simpson Road at 3:37 p.m. Fred remembers seeing a still shot, you guys showing him a still shot of Andy on the road with that blue truck, following like they were in the same still shot at 3:47 p.m. leaving out. Fred saw him on the road, like he had to move his trailer in order to let Andy by that day at around 3:47 p.m. And
do you know who's in the blue truck?
No, it was two.
In the blue truck, it was just two people, but the windows was tinted so dark I couldn't tell who was in it.
Yeah, the windows are tinted so dark.
Well, like I said, our agency, TBI, and the FBI have interviewed Mr. Bernard.
Well, he went on YouTube and put your guys' call out on YouTube, just so you know.
Well, ma'am, I'm not arguing.
And
If you don't have anything further, we appreciate your information. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I didn't put this call out for like 2 or 3 months.
Okay, let me just show you guys something. I just thought of something. So this panel is, you have Ernie Shell, the biggest LARPer in the world. You have one of the biggest grifters in the world. Why is my fucking phone working right? And then you have a literal meth head, okay? Now, just so people know, if you don't know this, I went to this meth head's house. Let me give you a little peek, see what this guy's house looks like. When I said white trash panel, I'm trying to keep it real with y'all. God damn, this phone is fucked up. It's like frozen. You want to see what this meth head's house looks like? Watch this shit. I've been there. I walked around it. Where is it at? It's disgusting. It's got to be in here. taking me a minute because I went there. This is a long time ago. Damn, I don't know where's that. You guys remember when I went to Fred Hills? Pisses me off. I can't find the video. I thought I had in this playlist. Evidently, no. Here, it's got to be right around here. Here it is, right here. Disgusting. Fred Hills house. Bam, gotcha. Got it. But just so you have a understanding of who's on this fucking panel, right? Because there's more Ernie lies that we have to decipher through. The reason why they don't take this lady serious is because they know she's a grifting YouTuber, as well as like they have dealt with her man before. The place is only so big, people. It's not a huge town or whatever, but this guy is a known meth head. Have a look-see, right? Just have a quick look-see at his house. Like this is why I was really there. Look at this shit. Exactly a 1 minute Ben Hill Road would be Fred Hill's resident. Look how shitty this thing is. Let's have a look, shall we? Rumor has it, whatever that lady is that's been on Ziggy, I don't know. Disgusting. Shit everywhere. Shit everywhere, all up in the woods. People, look at that. That's on a mountain. Beautiful piece of land. I would kill for that. Shit everywhere. Look at this shit. Shit is everywhere. Look at this shit. All up the fucking thing. So how does the police like take this guy and his wife serious? What's crazy is Ziggy will literally like write them emails and be like, police, like, please take us serious. My husband, they've arrested your husband 9,000 times for meth. They know who he is, right? He's just another baser. Of course they don't take you serious. Of course. It's out of control. But let's get back to this shit now. And I tell you that because Ernie Shell, when these people are like blowing each other on panel, right? It's unreal. Let's go back to 2612. It's crazy. I'm telling you, I was like, what the hell's going on with this? What's going on YouTube this week? What's happening here? 30. Here goes Ernie shitting on Jensen again. 34 minutes and 7 seconds. But the best at the end.
That I kind of
he did lose a tooth. Look at the bottom teeth. Right there. Bam. Freeze frame. He's lost another one. So pay attention.
I want to hear more before I, make a definite decision, because the information he's got now, pulling away from the Wells, that's not the right information.
Right.
If you go by statistics, the 90% is always going to hold with family. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to be. I don't think he knows what he's talking about when it comes. I don't, and I'm saying it professionally and courteous as I can. Detective investigator Jensen don't know what he's talking about when it comes to those statistics.
But Ernie Shell, no, the guy has a master's degree in criminology. Here you have two different panels, right? Ziggy and then Brooks the crackhead invite Ernie on because this tip has broken their brains. The tip that was given, let me word it like this. The tip that TBI is actually investigating, unlike all of theirs, it's breaking their brains. It's breaking their brains. They can't stand it. It goes against their narrative. I mean, what have any of these people, anybody can answer this if anybody catches the replay, what have any of these people honestly done for Summer Wells? Any of them? Any of them? Have any of them went out and looked? done anything positive. All they have done is made hysteria, fuck shit, complicate it more. I didn't see her in here, Mom Bear, but I hear what you're saying. Gotcha, Innocent. I can't stand her either. She's a. Has she been doing videos? Like I just seen this, but has she been back or something like that? Didn't she leave? She came in here. Gotcha. Gotcha. Laura, I appreciate you, Laura. Thank you. Miss Denise, what's happening? Hi, Matt and Damaged Goods with no regrets. Just noticed you're on. I can't stay, but I smashed the thumbs up. I appreciate you very much for that. Ernie is banned. Yes, he's banned. He's banned, and the person who banned him was in here earlier. What's up, Racist Gavel? What's happening? He is such a larper. It's so true. It's just crazy. But how are you going to say that, like, Jensen, this is wild, people.
He's not that kind of detective. I am that kind of detective. I'm an investigator. I know all about that stuff. He is not going to be able to overturn that. He can't.
I just don't see how. I don't understand, like him white knighting for Dawn. That really made me sick. You know, like telling everybody to leave Dawn and Candus alone. That really made me.
He's trying to make bargains out with the cartel right now. Jensen is trying to make a bargain out with the cartel to try to get someone back across and trying to get Trump, the President Trump's help on it. That right there, you can't bargain with the cartel.
What the hell is he even talking about? What in the hell is he even talking about? All right, I'm going to skip to the end of this. 30, we did all that. So here's at the end of this. I'm going to breeze through it real fast, and then we got to get the.
Do you think that? Do you think? What do you think Candus thought happened to Summer at first? Like, what do you think she was told? Do you think she was aware? Because
Summer took all the attention from that because it.
Betty Jo Simpson is the
around normal in town and be seeing it but not recognize it.
meth, you know, cooking in a motel and pressing pills and stuff in one room, cooking meth and crack.
72 hours.
Yep.
It's
how to access the black web to see if Summer is already.
Like I said, I literally had the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department pull me over out of jurisdiction. It was out of jurisdiction. And yeah, and told me it'd be best if I left it alone. That's exactly what they said. I had it on record. I let the world know. You talking about Lawson and this is something Andy, and I'm not going to just say, I'm not going to come out there and throw somebody up under the bus, but I'm going to say this. I believe that Ronnie Lawson's son and Andy are connected. I do. I do believe they're friends. I do. Thank you. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people in here. Thank you. It's nice to see you all.
That Ronnie Lawson.
And yes, I appreciate it. Killer looks. I've seen some of your videos. You're very punctual. I'll say that. You're very, very punctual.
Thank you. So
I know what he does. I know he is. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. But you know, I to a point, guys.
There's two big Waynes.
Two different Waynes.
Oh, is there? I'm thinking
Remember we turned that one in.
Yeah, other country. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cockfighting.
Yeah.
It's out of jurisdiction. And yeah, and told me it'd be best if I left it alone. That's exactly what they said. I had it on record. I let the
So he says that the sheriff pulls them over.
That's one reason.
Different jurisdictions. You better leave it alone. Stop it. Like you're on to some really important information to where like, or stop that. This is ridiculous. These people think they're so fucking important. It's fucking crazy, man. I just can't believe I've seen Ernie Shell doing the tour Here's what is the good positive part about this. There's going to be a lot of good creators who stay on Ernie Shell's ass, and they got weeks of content off of these grifters that had him on panel, and you're going to see a lot of the debunkness. But I did want to take some comments and then get to Blue Gumballs, Josh, because like Betty in the beginning, right? Blue Gumballs, another one, right? I can make 1,000 videos, 1,000 parodies about these assholes, and they're super duper quiet, right? But the fat bastard himself, right? The fat bastard has now he thinks, right, that he wants to open his mouth now, right? Because of the protection order thing. Again, I have a protection order on a trashy pen. It may go in the wall behind me. I'm not sure. Look, man, at the end of the day, the only thing I'm mad about, right, is Noel got one, right? That's what I don't like, right? But it's the video is on the channel. Like, it's on the channel, and at least it's on the channel. We'll get the thing. It's not called appeal. It's called dissolve. We'll get it dissolved, right? But that takes time, right? It takes time to dissolve it, right? Even if I had the money to get a lawyer right now, that's not how that process goes. You have to have a little bit of time for a lawyer to get it dissolved for you, right? If I could have showed this right here, this little USB drive exactly right here, if I could have showed this in court, I wouldn't have had it. People are claiming that they may get raped. They're claiming that, yeah, the police went there. The video's on my channel. Like, when the judge is catching you in a lie because you're trying to say that there's a broken handle or I broke into something, and he catches you in your own lie, right? People, the transcripts are going to be crazy because, I was told that there's misinformation. I was told that that I had the wrong person. Well, I remember handing those papers right to the bailiff to bring to the judge. Your Honor, here, I was there to spread awareness, and here's the open warrants in a different state. People's faces were like hitting the floor. There was no like, that's not me. There was none of that going on in the courtroom. So the transcripts are important because the judge is going to side with caution. That's what they do, right? He's going to side with caution. The dude almost tossed it, right? And what if I told you, like, what if I could play, hypothetically, what if I could actually play word for word what happened in there? Would you guys believe me? But we're going to FOIA. But would you believe me? Don't ever doubt white boy. However, we're going to FOIA. We shall FOIA and we shall read transcripts because court documents do exist. And you're going to see a lot of why with caution. It's not really me. What was said was like subscribers, you guys, were my raper. I mean, are you serious? Right? After the stumble of the doorknob and this and that. But again, we get a lawyer. Anyway, Blue Gumballs himself, the fat bastard, the guy who can't go to his mailbox. This guy is in his direct future, he's got a heart attack, cardiac arrest, and high cholesterol in his direct future. We have Blue Gumballs. What I wanted to play on the ending of this, right? Just like in the beginning with Betty, is I was listening to the 2-hour scam phone call, right? The 2-hour scam phone call that is Josh DeLabs the other day. And I never picked up on this, right? Did you guys know that Josh could not pay for his own kid's graduation? Now, I don't know where the hell in this video it is, but it's 2 hours of complete and utter man baby crying, right? Let's play the crying too. I mean, I think Josh expected to see me crying like this. Let's play this. Where's it at? Bomb right here. Now we have to find this together. He hates this.
Oh, God, I was talking and I had you on mute.
It's my grandma.
Call. I've played this quite a few
Can you just tell me all
times. I get
mean,
full enjoyment out of this.
that's
It's very fun. You always learn something new.
So
One in the chat if you did know about the graduation scam.
my cousin and I, it was
Okay, so what we're about to learn right now, I've played this a bunch of times. It's been a while though, for anybody who hasn't seen it. I want that hat. This is copy and paste it for later. I'll drop the link as in a channel exclusive. in this call, right? Yeah, absolutely he should have. In this call. Right here, you're going to hear him crying about him and his cousin doing drug deals. What's comical with Josh is he's just like Betty, a walking contradiction. So they desperately want me to take the L, right? They desperately want me to take the L in the situation, and now they have found some courage, if you will. Betty is just too easy. Like I didn't even really roast her in the beginning. I mean, I never would have to get a call from any woman. I'm married, but Noelle would never leave me for a redhead, and never in my life, in my single days, have I got left for a redhead, right? I'm just saying, right? And in the very direct future, you will see Betty get probably more pissed off than you've ever seen her on YouTube. I hold that power, right? I am that rent-free in her head. I have real estate in that motherfucker, if you could believe me. Now, I promise you here, and then about the next 2 weeks, it's going to be the easiest parody in the world. It's so obvious. It's right there. I'm not going to say it, but watch how mad she gets. She's going to want to get a protection order after this, right? But I'm not, but I am going to be sitting right here. And this is all going to be it's all coming to me. It's all coming to me. But that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not letting nobody figure it out. Now, it's too easy, right? Josh, this guy's gaslighting is on an insane level, right? He will tell people that that I've sold drugs and this and that. Hey, it's all over my channel. I said this. That's how I started the channel. That's how I made one, right? But I don't not say it or hide. And the fact is, you sell drugs. Let's just have a listen, right? This guy pretends this tape is just not out there.
This is about 3 months ago or so.
Which cousin?
Robert.
So
is that the one that has a lot of problems?
Yeah. We got ourselves into some trouble.
What kind of trouble?
We were so we were trying to sell a couple pounds of pot, and the guy that we got it from was giving it to us at like a discount. And so, because I needed money because I hadn't really been making any, and
how many months ago was that? Like 3 months ago? So around the time that you started talking to me.
Well, it was a little bit before that too. Like, I mean.
So when your girl is.
Okay, so Josh will tell people that I sell drugs, this and that. Well, dude, you want me to take the L on this so bad? It looks like you have sold drugs too. The difference between me and you is my last conviction with this was over a decade ago. This is during the Summer Wells case with you. When is this video? This video is, oh, wait for it, 2 years ago. So you were selling dope during the Summer Wells case. And I can't compare myself to you because my story is my story, right? You're not good at anything that you do. You couldn't even sell the dope correctly because you got robbed for weed. Who does that? Like of course you got robbed. You're fat and freckly. Anybody could take the shit and run away. you're not chasing nobody as out of shape as you are, and you would never get a protection order because you don't go outside. You stay in the house. But if you want me to take the L, let's just go down memory lane here, right? The guy's gaslighting it so bad. I sell dope. Well, you sell dope too. He tries so hard to try to still gaslight me and say that I'm in a prison gang. I've been out of prison for over 10 years, dude. I'm not in any prison gangs. When I was in, I ran with one, kind of like your dad. When your dad blasted your mom, you fat bastard, he went to prison. So either he's getting fucked and is going to have AIDS like Ernie Shell, or he's rolling with a prison gang. It's how it is. It's just how it is. Either you're fucking or fighting. Which one's he doing? Which one's he's doing? But you're very damaged. You're very damaged because one that lives with his grandma his whole life, no dad in the house, right? A fatherless figure would act and have female ways, which is Josh in general. That's what Josh is, right? You know, the thing is, like, if you did have to get raised by your grandma, why would you scam your own grandmother? That's also in this clip. It's also in this clip. Who the hell scams grandma? Who the fuck rips grandma off? But somewhere in this clip, it's three. I just want to hear the part I'm crying real fast. Let's get to
Who I
that.
think your girlfriend is your girlfriend.
No.
Hold on, let's find it.
It got stolen. That's why I was. The only way I could prove it was all a lie.
Really asking you.
3.
What?
Oh.
Okay, how much your thinking was when you started wondering? Because in the first, you kind of, to me, like, you can understand how I feel. Like,
yeah.
You kind of did this thing where you're like, did you send? I just heard Jimbo talking about someone that sent him some money and he was crying and all that stuff. Was that you? And I said it was, But I also had a conversation with him about, like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? Get off of YouTube now. Blah blah blah. Don't fight people. Definitely don't put your bank account, basically. So if there's something, I really want to believe the, like, antibiotic port.
Yeah. Oh.
It's hard for me to believe that you.
So this lie is the lie where he lied on his dog's testicles. He said the dog's testicles needed surgery, which was another lie. Have you guys? I know you guys have heard this, right? I'm just looking for the kid, the kid's graduation.
You would scam for with the excuse of your grandma.
Why is it so low?
But if you did,
there's grandma.
Are you there? Hello.
And she.
Did you hang up?
Yeah.
She even says that sounds like an Ernie Shell lie in this.
I'm like being super calm.
Yeah.
Because I just want to know the truth, and that's all I want is the truth. So if you did scam on the name of your grandma, like, just tell me now, because
what up, Shay?
I am going to be wondering that, and you see, I dig, right? And that's not a threat, but I don't want to have to dig because I want to believe you. But if you didn't, just tell me the truth.
I told you the truth. That's how it started.
Is it low for you guys? Oh, here comes the man, the cry.
Yeah, I know.
But it wasn't. I told you it wasn't the amount.
How much was the antibiotic part?
All right, you guys remember this, but have you ever heard him?
That's not what you told me the other night.
I know.
So he's gonna start crying like a bitch here in a moment. He already has. I already skipped through about 60 lies, but I never heard. She's like, "What about your kid's graduation party? That was a scam too." He couldn't even pay for his kid's graduation party that graduated high school. He scammed on that too. So I had to re-listen to this. There's about 4 different scams in here that I had not heard. The kids, have you heard that? It's okay, the volume. Must be on. Gotcha.
I hate that these stories keep changing. The antibiotic port was $900, and I gave you $2,600, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did you use the rest for?
I told you what I used it for. I used it for a car payment and
ouch.
And I gave it some to the guy that I owed some money to.
Oh, the plug.
So 1,700 was left over. How much is your car payment?
It's like $430.
Offer it to you.
Really? And I'm sorry with all my heart.
There it is. So I guess this is what Josh from the lab wanted me to do when I was not victorious out of court. He was pleading with himself and begging that I did this, that I sounded like this. Me either. I didn't hear it either. It's true. Yeah. Listen to this shit. Pathetic. So, oh my God, he did that. He's doing the ugly cry, people. So we're 16 minutes in on 2 hours and 7 minutes. I dropped this link in the chat. I've listened to this a few times. I reviewed it, but I realized every time I reviewed it, I'd never listened the whole 2 hours, right? At some point, like at least an hour into it, it's just like so much, right? That he tries playing mind games on this woman. And what I wanted to tell you is an update about this situation, right? He scammed the shit out of this lady. And the reason why he's crying, and I know you guys probably remember, I interviewed this woman, Jenny, right? I interviewed her. She actually turned him into the FBI for a romance scam. And she was going to expose him, right? But because of that, he paid every dime back, or he started making like payments or whatever to her, right? And then this leaked. This call here leaked, right? Before I interviewed her, right? But he's paying her. But at that point, once it leaked, he's already paying her back. He had to pay her back for everything, right? And this dumbass, how do I know that? Because she said it on the interview when I had her on, right? And it gets deep. He mailed her razor blades, all types of shit. Chris McDonough is in it. But Josh, he's such a moron. He's never watched that part where she says that. And he acts as though she didn't say it, right? Whenever I have an exchange with this fat bastard, pun intended, that's all I do to his supporters. I continually drop this link, right? Whenever I exchange with him on Twitter, because I know his own audience, only a tiny portion, he does his best to karate chop and make sure the world does not know about this. He's threatened to, he's tried to strike the channel, right? Because another person that he scammed hired a private investigator, and they have him smelling his own. I showed pictures of him smelling his own farts, this and that. Josh is a joke, right? It's just comical that for years, I try to get these tragedy pimps' attention over here on the channel, and they will just consistently act like I do not exist. They don't see the videos. Nobody's sending the videos. But once they think they have some leverage, some momentum, that they shine. I mean, it's to be expected. They're supposed to. But I have to remind people of what a piece of shit this guy is, right? I mean, yeah, it is sick. I don't even know where the graduation part is. We can listen to it for a little bit. I'm gonna try to find it. It's in here though.
I can't hear you. I can't understand a word you're saying.
I'll get you your money. I'm so sorry. I'll get it all to you.
Can you answer me a couple more questions? This is a big question. What about the Otis thing?
The Otis thing. Here's the dog.
I used. Yes, he got neutered. But
He got
it
neutered.
wasn't the amount I used. I told you I used it.
Did he have to have the surgery you said he had to have?
Yeah, he only had one test.
One testicle.
Gosh.
He didn't. You just wanted the cash.
He only had the one test.
He only had one testicle.
Don't go and.
Could you imagine so you have to understand. What I should have asked her is how many times did he ask money? But we are like 8 minutes in, and he's lied on grandma. There was what had happened was somebody stole the dope. Like he didn't smoke all the dope, right? Come on, we all know, right? Because then he's like, oh, I paid like $9,000 for an ounce. He doesn't even like know the price. It's crazy, right? But so there's like separate attempts for asking money, right? And what I'm getting at is at some point, this guy had to think in his head, oh, that sounds like I could probably throw that one her way. And then he thinks of the lie, right? And then he's like, hey, Jenny, so man, Otis, what had happened was there's one testy. Yeah, I don't know what happened. He sat down real fast and one of them crumbled. So we're going to need surgery. Can I have X amount of money for testicle surgery? Yeah, thank you. Yes. Like you thought of that whole lie. You thought of that whole scam, and then you had to lay it out, obviously, because she's asking you about the conversation that was had about the one testicle. And here you're crying like the bitch that you are that didn't grow up with a father in the house. And, because a father would have raised you, not in a broken home, not in, you needed more of a nuclear family structure to where you'd have more morals and values of not to maybe just, how about this? How about just get out of bed and go to work 8 hours a day? How about he just teach you that? But no, that didn't happen. So what happened is you were an internet boy. You were an internet boy raised by grandma. Grandma gave you a phone. You went in the room. Let's keep it real. Everyone loves our grandmas. One thing we don't do is scam grandma. But none of us got raised by grandma. We saw grandma a lot on the weekends. We saw grandma frequently. We may, in the summertime, may have even went and lived with grandma for a month or two in the summertime. Maybe you guys, maybe you did, right? But we didn't get raised by grandma. Because you know what grandmas do? They spoil you. When we would go visit them, they get us all types of shit. When we stayed in the summer for 1 month or maybe two, grandma hooked it up. Grandma asked, what do you want to eat tonight? And she cooked it. Grandma always came through on Christmas for you. Bomb ass. Grandma never missed birthdays. Always mailed the card with the cash in it with a gift card. Grandma is grandma. And she could never be replaced. And we love all our grandmas, whether if we have them or we don't. But we've never scammed our grandmas. And we've never been raised by grandma. Because if you were raised by grandma, you would feel entitled to anything that you wanted. Because grandma spoiled us. So you might feel entitled that one of your subscribers owes you for your dog testicle surgery, owes you for your son's graduation, owes you for the drugs that were robbed from you, owes you for car insurance, and about 9,000 other owes in this thing. So if I'm to take the L on a tragedy pimp protection order, that I can go back into court and get dissolved. Let's keep it real. I can get it dissolved. So I can get it dissolved. And what does that do, right? If I do get a lawyer, if I do go back in there and I do get it dissolved, then where are we at? This is the digital age. Next week, it's old news anyhow. So even if I do get the lawyer and I do get it dissolved, at some point it'll be old news, but you can never take this away, right? This is all during the Summer Wells case. You were doing all these separate scams, right? This is the real you. This is the real you. But on nighttime, you put on the good guy cape. And now you're an advocate. Now your interest is for Little Summer. Right. Come on, dude. You were grifting. We already know you got to make at least 400 in super chats a month. You have to at least bring that in for your car payment. You don't work. When Molly Golightly said Summer Wells is a cash cow, people got mad. That lady was telling the truth for a lot of people on this platform. These people don't work. Let's continue this. I just want to hear some more crying. I will try to find this graduation thing because I never heard of it. Hopefully we get to it.
Like what we just
Your comments on screen.
earlier, like
the flab.
every time
You
it's
did
a
make
peeled
bank
second
shit.
onion. Can you just
I
tell me the
really,
truth? I'm not gonna be mad. I'm
He
not
is,
mad
Laura.
right now.
you're mad.
Oh,
You're mad. You're
I'm
never
not.
gonna
I'm
believe
not.
me.
Josh, I'm not mad
You
because
stop me at every corner.
I'm not because you keep lying. Roseanne, stop.
You,
Because you keep lying.
yeah, I do. You're right. I do because I'm.
I'm
Like I
saying.
said, you'll never believe me. It doesn't matter. I'm like, this,
Can you
this
give me
is
a
the
chance
most,
to believe you?
this is the most shameful thing, and I'm sorry beyond words, and I'll never be able to make up for it, and I'll never even when I pay you back, I'll never be able to make anything right. I'll never be able to make anything
Well,
right.
it doesn't matter. Like you had no intention of like having a friendship with me if it weren't for the money.
Yes,
Money
I
is what I'm
did.
saying. So,
Yes, I did.
but
Why am I talking to you right now?
because you're afraid I'm going to expose you, and
I
I'm
don't
not.
care.
And I keep saying it.
Honestly, I
You
don't
never heard
care
this?
anymore.
This is
I
serious.
do. I don't want that for you.
Here,
I'm at
here.
my
You
wit's
just
I've
end
played
with
this so many times.
fucking-
I just never heard one of these scams.
Then just tell the truth. It'll all be over. Just you'll feel so much better if you just tell the full truth. Okay? Like, I
Okay,
know
he
that.
didn't have. Yes, I made that up, but he did have. He did have. His
I made that up.
So you made up the fact that he had the testicle problem.
Yeah, but he was
Can't believe
having
I
problems.
just said testicle. What were his problems?
He was.
Oh, let me skip. Let's get off the dog. Let me skip through a little bit.
I don't want a picture of it. I'm serious. You're good at this, as Benny Keys would say.
But this isn't something that I've ever done before.
Right.
I know, because you made a lot of mistakes.
So.
I was just messing with you.
Oh.
I knew that I was in panic.
I'm so sorry.
I don't want to have her cry.
I didn't know about the backpack before. I had to search that up on your Instagram.
I wanted
because I knew you had pictures.
I wanted.
I didn't know about. I didn't know about your girlfriend.
Why do you think I kept calling you back?
Girlfriend, and
Yeah.
by the end, just don't ever tell people you love them or you're falling in love with me. That was a lie.
No.
I think it's over here if I remember
Is
right.
that a BK reference?
Yes, of course.
I know. What?
I don't expect to see this money back. But I love you, honey.
It's like
Very broken person, and just to warn you what you were walking into.
I'm here,
Yeah, I know.
and like it.
It will kill her.
I have not messed around with anybody else or anything like that.
Why did you just lie to me?
I'm just
Say that you chose me over her. You're a fucking liar.
That's what I was.
I'm just skipping through it, y'all. I don't remember exactly where it's at. Hopefully we find it.
Talking to you every night. I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, I know, and that was so unfair. And
I have not messed around with anybody.
I'm the north, but I'm low and looking to
And I
program out.
kept asking you and kind of testing you so that you would fucking admit it.
Look,
You know how hurt she's gonna be when I show her, if I have to show her you telling me you love me?
if you're talking about
Over and
the Wells, is Candace even still in here? They have actually contacted lawyers in the past and about, if you're talking about harassment and stuff like that. It's hard because there's a whole process that has to be done, and it's hard because is that what you're talking about, Laura? You can reach out. The lawyer thing for the harassment is hard for the Wells. I know for a fact that they have tried to do it. They have some luck recently. I said it in a couple of lives ago, and I probably shouldn't have done it, but they have something going on now. I mean, listen, after I find this thing on Josh, let me see if I can get Don on the phone. I'd rather him break it to you. I kind of leaked something that I don't know if I should have, if I was supposed to say or not, but there's something going on now that involves a lot of people in Tennessee, specifically regarding families of CPS. What the lab is, what it is. No problem. This guy is like one of the most biggest scammers on this platform. This guy is, he hates the fact that I've played this a million times. He hates the fact, he really dislikes that I had Miss Jenny on for an interview. I not only had her on for an interview, and I've played this a million times. I recently found out, if you, any of you OGs in this chat, anybody watching this replay, if you remember Tiffany Marie kind of put it out there, right, that when this woman came out, right, and she was going on and she had a channel called it was not the lab, it was the what'd she name it? Not the lab, but what was her channel called? You guys remember? I forget what Miss Jenny's channel is. She took it down. Anyway, when she was coming out and she was talking, a whole bunch of creators attacked her, right, in defense for Josh, right? Tiffany Marie told us this. Tiffany Marie herself told us this a while back, right? And recently, I have somebody message me, got a hold of me, and they have a live downloaded that is further proof of that, right? And they were able to get it off an entire different platform, right? So it backs up what Tiffany said in regards to, you know, she said without saying it plain out there that when this lady came out, Josh contacted his little friends and they all attacked her character, right? Because here comes this person who is a little creator on YouTube trying to get her truth out, right? And his ego was super hurt, so he called, you know, his buddies up, and thousands of people over here, thousands of people over here, thousands of people over here, different communities, you know, they're all gonna come on this lady, overwhelm her, and clog up her truth, right? I'm so grateful for this person reaching out. Thank you, and I will be playing that shortly, Andrew. But yeah, the interview room on this is. So she called Chris McDonough up because after the razor blade thing, right? And when she was scammed, and he basically hung the phone up on her. She called him crying. I have the interview. I've said it a million times. I've played it a million times. But let me try to find this shit with his kids. She asked him if there was ever a party for the kids. You told me that the kids, you didn't have money for their graduation, and you needed money for that too, right? He's crying. I don't know how I missed this.
So just come clean.
Well,
You can be with her.
That's what I was saying, was that that's why I started pulling away, because I was feeling terrible. And so.
But you lied about saying you loved me, because you didn't.
No, I don't think I'll ever be able to convince you of that, and I understand that.
Because you're a liar, and I knew it for a long time ago, Josh. So you kept stringing her along, and then what happened? Was she upset?
I fast forward until we can find
She
it.
didn't realize. She didn't notice that you weren't calling her every night?
No, not really.
Because you were talking during the day, right?
No, we didn't really talk that much during the day, but
Oh, man.
during the day, we text, and then, I mean, sometimes we would go a day or two without talking, but yeah. And
there still is somebody else, Josh.
Yeah, and it's been an off and on thing, but mostly on, so far away, and your
girlfriend is not going to ruin everything.
We hadn't been. I was interested in you.
I mean, all of that is I don't know what I was going to do, to be honest.
What did you think about your relationship? Remember when we had that cheating conversation, Josh? And that was the only person you cheated Bimbo? Because I heard him talking about how someone just sent him the money he needed. Yeah, I did. So you knew. You did. You knew early on. You knew early on.
I did
You
not
did.
target
You did.
I did not target you in any way. I'm not, but I did lie. Yeah, for sure. And
Of course you
What
lied.
did I think of you? Because I know there's other stuff.
oh no, no. It's not like that.
Oh, really? It's not?
No, it's not.
What were you using that money for, Josh?
Well, that was okay. So
Your grandma's sport?
my grandma, what?
Your grandma's medicine?
Yeah. When we were talking, my grandma was in the hospital.
Was your grandma in the hospital, Josh? At that
Oh my
point?
God, yes. She was most definitely. She was most definitely in the hospital.
Vacation from the port. And that you were going to have to drive her back and forth 2 times a day for 21 days.
Another lie.
Perfectly.
More grandma lies from.
And she was telling, I was on the phone.
No, you met with her. You told me you physically were in an office meeting.
It was only 1,800, and I told you I was behind 2 months. So I lied about that.
But you knew that I would give you the money, right?
I didn't know. No, I didn't
You
know
knew that I would
pay you back anyway. Know that you were going to
But
offer.
why did you play it up so much, Josh? You knew I was going to offer. Like you played it up over and over and over again.
But I really, this is important for me, was that I did lie, but I never for a second. What?
Dollars in less than 2 months.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't think that's the scam, I don't know what.
8,000.
But I don't feel like it was.
Did your insurance really not cover that?
No.
Insurance,
Why'd you do it again?
grandma,
Why'd you do it the next time? Not your house, though.
bank mortgage.
My grandma's, but I mean, she's left it to me. And
But go on. I want to hear the next part. That would
about Otis getting fixed.
No,
And it's taxable.
$2,900.
Right. No, that is not
$900.
So what I was telling you to go, and so it was, huh?
We didn't pay off the house.
Yes, he had a customer that did not.
Problem mortgage.
I just,
Where's it at?
and he still got. I mean, he did. But I had to put a deposit down.
$200 and $200 deposit? One. And it was one of the first experiences of my life.
I didn't know that.
It went on for days, Josh.
You were, that was the thing. And that's why I could.
It was intense. The emotional side that you were playing on me. A little, it was $830 and you had to spend $2,900. Why didn't you tell me with the rest? I love you. I love you.
Okay, well, I wasn't making any money anymore from it.
Actually, the $600 came between the dog and the grandma for it. Did your bank
But like I told you that in my mind would
do a lot of work for people?
you.
This has nothing to do with me. I want to continue to hear these mistakes. I know I don't. No one's going to listen to me anyway. Remember when you said that yourself? So upset that I told.
Why wouldn't people believe
you? People. You were.
See, she just says no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you anyhow. Remember when you told me that? Which shows the intent and what Tiffany was talking about. And then I have another live. The live that I was given the other day was somebody is trying to give me information. Listen, I got a message on Reddit of all places. I don't ever check my Reddit messages. And somebody was trying to give me a live. It's not a YouTube live. It's another live on a different platform, right? Where that whole situation kind of get exposed. I wish I would have had that like a year ago. So I'm in communication with the person right now. As soon as I got it, you guys know I'll give it to you. Damn, where is this? It might be in the beginning again.
Because I don't want to feel that way. And it was all that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. You had a girlfriend, Josh, that you were still communicating with. That's too many ties.
Oh, you know what?
Too many ties. None of this. None of this was meant to be that way.
Yeah, you just meant to get the money off of me. To me, this was like, I think that you knew going in that I would give you the money. So that part was premeditated. The part about you didn't know how to end it though. You didn't know how to stop it. And when I didn't give you the money on the fake computer, you lost your mind and tried so hard to make me so offended.
Hold on.
And turn it around on me every time you turned it around on me. You know you did that. That was really shitty. Really shitty. Yeah. That's such a manipulative narcissist tactic.
Yeah, you're right. But I really didn't.
You didn't mean to do that? No, that's a bullshit answer. You did. Even yesterday you texted me that fake text you meant to send to your sister, that was bullshit. Yes, it was, Josh.
The 2200?
The whole thing about your computer is bullshit.
You want to see my computer?
I was supposed to get a special video. Josh, don't show me your computer. I know you lied.
How did you find out about my car?
I just told you, Josh. I have my way of finding out a lot of things.
I am lying. It's true.
So what happened with the fire thing, Josh? What was that all about?
I was only going to do it.
Tell the truth. What about the writer's room? Josh. That one was like I really had to hold my tongue on that one. The writer's room.
Where I missed out on that? Where I didn't get hired? Why would I lie about that?
Oh yeah, she explained this on the interview. This is the lie about the job. There's so many lies and you forget them all. Listen, I was gonna make a video on this. Give me a second. I know I have this somewhere. Hold on, chat. I'm just trying to find some receipts.
I just want to make myself sound better because
tell the truth now.
Well, I applied and I was told I was being considered, and then I was just flat out told no.
And did you submit your test script? And did you meet with all of them?
I didn't meet with all of them, but I did submit test scripts. And I was trying to impress you.
Just tell me the whole truth.
I just told you I applied through an agency and I was told I was being considered. And that was it. And then I was told
any of them. And you never
no, I didn't.
interviewed.
I guess I was trying to make myself sound
Like, what
better.
did that show? Was it that show?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I got another idea. Can I bring it over here for a second? Are y'all seeing that? No, you're still seeing that. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find this. I think it's over here. I think I got the timestamp for it over here. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I know I have it somewhere. This is 2 hours. I don't want to listen to the whole fucking thing, but I know I got it somewhere. Let me see. Damn it. All right. I don't want to keep away from the chat for so long. So let's just skim through it. We'll find it. I hope. Regardless, it's 1,000% in here.
I'm not a sociopath. I was a sociopath. I wouldn't care.
Also, I'm a sociopath.
What happened at the time, huh? I woke up in the middle of the night, though. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
What were his problems?
He was. It was like, so he had one decimal that was bigger than the other, and it was like.
That you used it for paying back for the roof and to the bank.
That was the second.
About like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? Get off of YouTube now. Blah blah blah. Don't fight you. It must have been like a light switch in your mind, right? I messaged you totally not flirting with you at all, nothing like that, right? And it was asking you, has anyone ever asked to be?
I went back to the beginning because I skipped through it. We'll give it like 5 minutes to go find it.
And said, you know, whatever you said, like, no, I haven't. But
You know, what really reminds me of
and I said, okay. And then you
years these YouTubers lately posting pictures of children, bodies found. Oh yeah, that's Betty all day.
It wasn't even like
I found my own business.
Like we sent one message one day or two messages one day.
If it's on YouTube, it's everyone's business. Absolutely.
On Instagram.
Because I like
your girlfriend was sleeping. But in the second day or third day, I'm not sure which day. I mean, I have a pretty great memory, but it's not that great. You asked me if you knew that I was rich because I had sent her those shoes, and I explained to you that I'm not rich, but that I do a lot of work, and I had just done something with Uggs, and so I never asked for anything in terms of, you know.
So Laura, that's funny because.
But did you not ask me about Jimbo's thing? Like you kind of, to me, like.
I go through it with this idiot on Twitter. We go back and forth sometimes. I just dropped this link. I did a video, right, of Chris McDonough is such a piece of shit. He manipulated a little boy, but with technology, he interrogated this boy he tried to get this boy to admit and confess to killing his sister that he did not do. Then he went and got sued behind it. Then he doubled down and said that he didn't get sued. I had web sleuths come on this channel, come on panel when Don Wells was on one time to apologize to Don for believing Chris and that whole narrative that he made about Summer Wells' case. But they made a movie about Chris McDonough. So I did a video about I did a live actually when I heard about the movie, and this fat bastard gets all upset because his butt buddy is getting called out. He makes a tweet. Let me show you how stupid this guy is. Here is a clip from the movie if you haven't seen this. I made a video about this. He's so defensive about this guy, McDonough, right? I mean, the gaslighting is horrendous with this guy. But these people, it's going back to the Ernie Show stuff. They just eat it. Like, here's a clip of the movie where the guy's like, hey, here's Chris. I want you to meet Chris McDonough. Here it is right here. Here's a clip from the movie. So Josh makes a big long tweet about how I'm dumb and it wasn't Chris McDonough that investigated the kid. It was this detective. As if like we can't Google and review the lawsuit, which we have. And as if this movie right here just does not exist. Look at this. I mean, you can't make this shit up. This is the type of gaslighting. Look at this. If you haven't seen this, this is going to be a clip from the movie that they made about the entire situation. And this is the guy who's started so much shit in the Summer Wells case. Here's a clip of the movie if you haven't seen this. I'll skip my commentary over it.
Verification exam.
Right here. We go.
What's the problem, Mike?
Like, I just feel like.
Tell me what you feel like.
I spent all day away from my family.
If you ever saw
I
this
went and
movie,
killed my sister, but I didn't.
it's hard to watch. It's
You need to
disgusting.
trust me on this. This is going to work out.
Listen to this.
This is
detective.
based on a true story, and this kid has been mentally tortured by these detectives for hours upon hours. This is a movie, yes, it's based on days at a time. Let's continue.
Mike, this is Chris McDonough. Chris is with the Oceanside Police Department. Hey, Michael.
So, this guy's tweeting at me that Mike did not talk to Chris McDonough. Indeed, if you Google the Oceanside Police Department, guess who's in it as a plaintiff or getting sued? That guy right there on screen. They kind of did a good job with the actor on with Chris McDonough, but it's comical. I can go on hours about Josh and hours about Betty. They want me to take the L so bad from the court, right? So I'm just going to get on their level and I'm going to take the L for conversation's sake. Like this is y'all have absolutely zero room to talk about anything. How do you defend this guy? How do you in the same sentence have this guy on your panel and then and then try to advocate for any missing child? That was a minor child that this guy is trying to do you understand the severity here? There was a kid who was at home when some man broke in the house and slaughtered his sister. This detective is too lazy, right, to go do real police work. So instead, he tries to manipulate the girl's family, her brother, into admitting to a murder that he didn't do. And in the beginning, this is the clip of the movie, y'all. The kid is mentally exhausted. It is hard to watch. Almost cried watching it. Almost cried. It's hard to watch what they did. It's hard to imagine that what they did was actually legal by police standards. They got the shit suit out of him, but it's not against the law. Isn't that crazy? Most people would say, and this is what I thought, that a minor can't talk to police without their parental. And actually, in this state, I think it's California, I believe you can for some weird reason. Don't ask me. Yeah, man, but that's your boy Josh. That's your boy Josh. Comical, people. Not actually, it's not comical. It's sad. Let's go back to this though. Let's get rid of this. Let's go back to here. I would like to just find this, man, because that's what I opened it up with. Yes. Oh, whoa. So the Andrew thing is weird to me, y'all. I just don't get it or see it. I don't get it or see it. What is the Andrew? I mean, I'm cool with theories and stuff and all that. I'm all down with it, but I don't know if Andrew has anything to do with it. I don't know, man. I don't know, just like y'all don't know, so I'm not gonna like. say anybody's wrong for thinking that. I mean, I don't know any better than anybody else. Andrew is using that as an excuse to incite violence on other creator. It's lies. CM doesn't take orders. Yes, CM had a lot to do with the crazy shit and the harassment and the things that Jason Jensen is speaking about when that crackhead creator who has Ernie Shell on panel is saying, well, what about this on the Wells? And she literally is saying, what about, if you want to translate it, she's asking him, he's talking about a tip that came in, this and that, how the family has been through a lot. And what she really asks him is, well, what about the lies that Chris McDonough has said and all the other creators like myself who have ran with it and, amplified it? What about that? What about for people on the other side? And then he called me as just like, yeah, that's called, that's called having a bias. And what it is I forget the words that he uses, but what he's saying is he basically explains like you have a bias and you're finding comfort in your bias by believing these things. And I think we're all guilty of that on YouTube, no matter what case it is, no matter what your theory is, no matter who you think's at fault, no matter what you think may have happened. If you think that and you feel that in your heart, then we all kind of go through that and we all kind of gravitate to channels that back up that feeling, right? Because you want that to be reinforced. What you're not going to watch the other channel, right? Because it goes against what you feel and what you think, right? And we're all guilty of that. We all are. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the country with the political tension, the left and the right, no matter where you stand at, right? A very smart dude told me a long time ago, you cannot just watch news of your side. You cannot just get caught up in an echo chamber. If you're somebody who's like, pro-Trump, if you're some conservative, you cannot just watch these news channels because you're going to get brainwashed yourself by your own side. You have to watch CNN as much as they are not truthful, or some left organization news. You have to take in a segment on them and then the Fox, and then be a critical thinker and put the two together yourself and find the truth. If you don't do that, then if you don't do that on everything, then you're gonna be in an echo chamber. You're only gonna believe one thing, and you know what I'm saying, you are no better than the other side if that's how this is, right? Even Sebastian Rogers' case, Green Team, and all that. Sometimes you watch some of these idiot channels, the interviews. If you don't like Seth or something like that, you listen to what he says, right? And you got to put it together yourself, right? That's what I would suggest everybody does. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if people think that Don and Candus, did these things, whatever. Look, man, I want Summer Wells to be found. I just have debunked for years now misinformation from these idiots because they don't have any concrete evidence. And at the end of the day, they're just gaslighting people and inciting a hate mob, right? And from defending them and from debunking this misinfo for years, I've gotten to know them. Does that mean I know for sure that they are innocent or guilty? No, it doesn't. But I've gotten to know them a lot more than what I've seen them on YouTube and this and that. And the hate mob is real. The hate mob is real. I've watched people sit here and I've watched CPS dismiss all charges. And then I've watched people say, well, that doesn't matter. She had kids in other states. You're right. You're absolutely right. But did you know Candus Wells was homeless? Did you know that? Did you know she was homeless, living on the streets? Did y'all know that? I don't know about you, right? I don't know about you, but I have to go to Home Depot when I'm done with this live to get something. If I walk into that store and there's a homeless guy out front and they have young, minor children that are with that homeless person, I'm going to call CPS and the police. to make sure that that kid has a food plate in front of him and a roof over its head, because it's not okay to be homeless with a minor child. I don't know if people don't know that about Candus, or I don't know, or maybe people would like the children on the streets with her. But they have a dig, and they have another. It's like if CPS dismisses all the charges, they go there, right? And the hate mob is real, right? I know that Candus has tried to go get a job before. And I know that she was in the interview room waiting to talk to the manager, and they were being weird. Because of YouTube, that lady left there crying. They didn't give her a talk. They didn't even take her application. They didn't even give her the gratification to say, hey, we'll call you if something comes up. They left her back there. I know for a fact.
Not all the lights on you.
Because of these morons on YouTube, because of this hate mob, because of lies, that there was a point in time that they couldn't have a dog. If they got a dog, YouTube people would call animal control out there and take the dog. Their lives have been affected by this YouTube thing, right? And I get it. Yeah, they put themselves on YouTube. Yeah, they haven't been the most perfect people on YouTube. I get all that. I'm not going to argue you. I'm not saying they're perfect people. I'm not saying they're the best people in the world. I'm not saying you should worship them or be like them. I'm not saying they were the best parents in the world. I'm not saying any of that. No, none of us are perfect, for one. Just because you think somebody might have something to do with a case that you're watching on social media does not give you the right to fuck with their lives. It's fucked up. They've been fired on live. Man, the police go there for the most vote. They don't even go anymore. They don't even go anymore. But it's like then people cannot do anything right. It's a little bit much. And the thing is, like, if people are really care so much for Summer Wells, if that's what you really care about, why haven't you directed the channel and tried to like go down different avenues? Try to find anything other, like it can't possibly be Don and Candus only. It's silly to me. It's silly to me. What? Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too. There's a channel that has it. I forget the channel. You're right about that, Laura. They have an actual interrogation video of Chris McDonough. You're right. It's out there. You can find it. It's under that kid's name is Michael. What's his last name? Michael. What's your Michael? I forget the last name of that case. It's yeah. Be a critical thinker, man. It's ugly. It's ugly. I just don't believe nothing that guy says. And I didn't even fully understand when Web Sleuth came on panel that day. She was like apologizing. You know what I'm saying? Because that was somebody who she's the biggest true crime website that there is belongs to Trisha. And she was like, look, I believe this guy. I wholeheartedly believed him. That dude, it's crazy that people don't. There's a lot of people who don't even know that interrogation video is there, that movie's been made, or anything about Chris McDonough, but they believed him since day one. Listen, for me, it's simple, right? If you were a police officer, right? You were a detective, a homicide detective, and you were doing that shit then to minors, I don't believe that you're a good person, right? And you have the best interest. There's no way that guy was like, I'm going to go find the truth when I go to Tennessee. He had a narrative, people. He come on, man. And then people ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying like these people are the best people in the world. It's not what I'm saying. I've never said that. I'm saying, show me proof. Stop repeating nonsense. Okay, fine. You have a theory and you think turn it in. It's all been done. They've all been turned in. And you know what the response was? Hey, only send this credible information. That's why when the police get called, they sound like that call with Ziggy a minute ago. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Michael Crow, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Michael Crow, that's exactly what it is. You could, yep. Duckin, I found the movie for you. It's just crazy, man. Yeah, she does. Constance Sue's a Volt, man. Shout out to Constance Sue. She's an underrated creator. She should be way bigger than she is. She is a Volt on these people. But man, yeah, it's crazy. It's funny. It's just funny to hear people. I try to get these people's attention for years. Nothing to say. I've tried to join Josh's panel a million times. He's deathly afraid. Not only of me. You'll see him join a panel and like yell at a woman. But I've tried to join his panel. Glare has done multiple videos of Josh. Josh doesn't want no problems. He doesn't want no exchange, right? He's a coward. I mean, for Christ's sakes, when you rip your grandma off, I don't know what to say to you. Absolutely. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's just crazy as hell. Betty is a joke. She's bringing me up. She wants me to take the L. And I'm so glad that she did that. She just opened the door wide open. I promise you. Well, this is what I promise you. In the next 2 weeks or so, upcoming, I'm going to try to do something that's going to piss her off so bad. I'm talking about it'll be the number one thing. She's never going to get more mad. You've never going to see her more mad. And you'll have to take my word on it. It's going to be coming. I'm going to work on it. But I can't promise it's going to happen because I don't know if I'm going to try. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to put my effort into it, but I have to see what happens. Hopefully it does. And if it doesn't happen, I'll give you in detail why it didn't happen and why it couldn't happen. But Betty, I know you're watching. You could thank yourself for that. Woo! I can't wait to see, because you can't hide it, right? You can't. One thing about Betty, she hates trolls. I know this because I knew her personally. And you can't come up here and hide it. When something's aggravating you, we can read it. We can see it on you, right? Y'all want me to be on here so mad about a tragedy pimp getting a protection order on me. No, I'm going to be on here laughing. I'm going to be on here clowning. And, we are not the same. We just are not the same. So that's just what it is, man. The TBI calls, Crystal's Crime Time. I have no idea what to say. I should have got the clip. But this is what, if you want the receipts on that, on Crystal's Crime Time, there's a live she did, and it's a recent live, and she said it's something about Benny Keys in the title. Now, in this live, she calls the TBI and asks them if they blocked Don Wells' number. I have not a clue why she would do that. I have not. She doesn't have all her marbles, people. But I mean, this is what every time around this time of year, Don told me this himself a long time ago, and he's right. Every time this time of year, right around when she went missing, the anniversary, this shit comes out of left field. I mean, even to the point with Jason Jensen. I don't even know how I feel about him, but you got a tip from somebody right around this time of year, right? I don't know. I want to like him, he sounds like, you know, I don't know. SD Eclipse. Oh, you talking about the movie? So I actually had to pay for it. It's called, the hell's the name of that movie called? Duncan, what's the name of that movie? Oh, she dropped it? Yeah. What's the name of that movie? The Interrogation of Michael Crow is the name of the movie. It's called The Interrogation of Michael Crow. I'm telling you right now, trigger warning. Listen, man, it's hard to watch. You have to understand, these are minors. It's not only that, the case itself is super weird because the guy who did kill the little boy's sister basically got away with it. A neighbor saw the man walking around people's driveways. He called the law that night, a suspicious person, right? The night that, you know, her window was broken in, she was murdered, right? I think he was a chomo, and he had mental issues or something like that. So
and they treated him like he was okay when he was in the basement.
They actually interrogate the guy for about 2 minutes the day they take little Michael in for questioning. They interrogate him for about 2 minutes and cut him loose. And check this out. He said, yes, I was in the area. I have a girlfriend that lives over there. They let him go. Then they bring him back in. He ends up going to jail for it. There's a weird fluke reason that he gets out for that or something like that. There's a retrial. He gets off on that, if I remember correctly, and then he gets incarcerated in the COVID time. This guy has the legal best luck in the world. I feel bad for that family. They should have got everything. Listen, y'all want to do something for me? I really asked the internet a big favor. I've tried looking them up. I want to desperately have Mike or any family member on the show just to expose Chris McDonough. I really want to see their face. I want to be the one to tell them that this, I'm sure they know, but this guy has a successful YouTube. I want to have a conversation with this family about some royals. I want to see what their perspective is. Someone who's dealt with CM before, who knows all the tricks, who knows all the gaslighting, who knows people. The thing is, yes, someone dropped it. The last name is Crow. Try Googling it. You get a lot of Cheryl Crow. You get a lot. It's hard to, you know, if you can find it or get me in contact, man, you'd be doing me a big favor. You don't have to donate nothing. That would be a big favor, right? Yeah, you have to prepare yourself before watching it. I would love to have them on though. If y'all could help me out with that, man, I would love it. I didn't even know it was on Tubi. We paid it on Amazon Prime, I believe. We got it. But if you could put me in touch with any of them, and I'm not even saying that they would come on. They may not even want to do it. All right, I'm going to end this. It's been a minute. I've been on here for a long time. I got to go to the store anyhow. So, yeah, that's what I got. If Ernie Shell is on doing any more tours, let me know. And just to clear anything up, I never called TBI and said there was a burglary. I would never waste TBI's time. I wouldn't do that. No problem. Thanks y'all for coming by, especially from Constance Channel. Thanks y'all for tapping in. I'm gonna jump off here. Y'all be easy out there. Peace. What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe to my clip channel at White Boy Radio Clips, and in the description box is the link to be a member. Become a member if you can. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay safe, stay smart. Peace.